fellow, though, is going to play a little bit of forward today. Right side center ice. Cote flipped it into the Wolves zone, into the near circle. Pozo dishes it up the glass, near side, out to center ice. Brown feeds it at his own line. Bancroft, the head on right wing over the line. Far side is Malte. Shoots Beauregard the save, and he will not drop it. 19:43 remaining here in the opening period. No score.
Well, early in this game, Judd, we see Ian Boyce staying right next to Rob Brown. I don't know if he's going to be a shadow or not, but Ian Boyce himself being a pretty good offensive player, but right now he's taking the position of being a shadow, it looks as if, to Rob Brown, and I think you'll see him pretty close to Rob Brown the remainder of this period anyways.
Draw will be in the far circle in the Spider zone. Brown will lean in to take the draw against Cregwell. Cregwell able to win it. It's still free in the right corner. Behind the net, Brown trying to dig for it. He's able to get to it. Brown left of the net. Brown into the near circle. In the slot, Curry shoots. Beauregard the save. Rebound. Heck to the near corner. Along the near side now. Cregwell able to dish it up right wing and out to the neutral zone. Picked up there by Malte. He'll scoop it back in. Then it's rejected back to the Wolves end. And then finally it's touched by Rimshaw. He dropped Bancroft, and Bancroft retaliates. How is Zelkin going to call this one? The whistle had blown. Rimshaw cross-checked Bancroft from behind, and then Bancroft turned back to answer. 19:23 remaining here in the opening period. No score.
Well, you know what normally happens in a situation like that? The referee calls the retaliation penalty, although it looks as if both benches are being open to the penalty boxes, so maybe both players will go off. It was a late hit by Rimshaw on Bancroft. Bancroft went down, didn't like it, came up and back-checked him from behind. Cross-checked him from behind, I should say. Normally, the referee sees the second penalty and calls that, but this time he's making the right call and calling both players off.
Well, the Wolves have been so good here in the postseason in the last couple games of staying composed and not taking penalties. In fact, they're only averaging about 16 minutes in penalties per game here in the postseason. They averaged 29.5 during the regular season, which was second in the IHL. And I think San Francisco is going to try and see if they can draw some of the ire of the Wolves to get them off their game.
Absolutely. Anything to get under your skin and get the other team off of their game. And you're right, they have been disciplined thus far. We'll see how it pans out.
So four aside here, Bancroft and Rimshaw in the box. In the far corner now, Cregwell to the far point. Martini, he'll dish it in the left corner, back of the net. Reardon, he'll chase in the near corner. Now Cregwell in the near corner. Leaves it there. Took a hit from Reardon. Far corner now, Malte dishes ahead on right wing, and Brown unable to get it out, and then finally he's able to kick it out to the neutral zone. Stolen by Cregwell. He'll feed it near side of his own line. Cote backpedaling ahead on right wing to the center circle. Cregwell unable to hold the pass. It goes left to the net. Crossman will touch, and we have icing. 18:49 remaining here in the opening period. No score.
I think something that has really frustrated the Spiders so far, Judd, is the fact that their four top goal scorers this year, Purvis, Bawa, Rimshaw, and Boyce, have been held scoreless in the 4 games they've played. And that's always difficult. I guess it's only been 3 games, but that's difficult for a team when you rely on your top goal scorers to get goals, and then having them come up empty in the playoffs is a big minus, and it was definitely a big minus last game where they didn't get on the board till late in the 3rd period.
Draw will be in the near circle in the Spider zone. Peralta up front with Berglund. On the blue line, Reardon and Crossman. 1:26 remaining, and the coincidental minors to Bancroft and Rimshaw. McCrory will step in to take the draw against Peralta. Peralta able to win it to the near point, Reardon. Reardon feeds it on goal. Beauregard steers it to the end boards. Near corner, Doyon off the end boards, back of the net now, Martini. He nearly lost the puck to Peralta. Now Martini kicks it up the near side, Doyon. Drills it up right wing, took a hit after he did, but the puck floats the length of the ice. Right corner, Crossman scoops it up. Feeds up the near side now, Reardon. Looks ahead. Feeds ahead on left wing and hit Peralta in the skate. Peralta got it back, goes rink wide, and to the far corner, Crossman. At the end boards now, Reardon. Wolves having a hard time working out. Now up the left side, out at center ice, Peralta over the red line. Crisscrossing up to the high slot. Into the near point now, Berglund shoots. Beauregard the save, and he'll cover that rebound off the shot that glanced off his right pad. 18:05 remaining here in the opening period. No score.
You know, Chicago's speed, being 4-on-4 is almost an advantage for them. San Francisco isn't exactly known for their defensemen being the fastest guys in the world. They're not real mobile. And you get a guy like Timmy Berglund and Dougie Peralta out there, guys who can really wheel. They can create some offense, and it was, I think, to Chicago's advantage to be 4-on-4. And they've got 2 shots so far on this 4-on-4 compared to San Francisco's 0.
42 seconds remaining on those coincidental minors. The draw will be in the near circle in the Spiders' end. Teams teams that have scored first here in the playoffs are 18-6-4. The Wolves have 2 first goals, and they are 2-0. San Francisco 1, obviously, and they are 1-0. The Wolves have been outscored in the opening period by 2 in this series. However, Chicago has dominated the shots. They lead the IHL in shots on goal in the opening period, and they've only allowed an average of 9 in the first period. Here in the playoffs, during the regular season, they allowed 13. Near point Duffy shoots. Beauregard, partial save, and a rebound trickled into the near corner. Now Curry scoops it up. Curry, worked on by 2 players in the near corner, and Prue gets to it, dishes it off the end boards. Over to the far side now, Bawa. Feeds it in the far circle, and it's scooped up there by Prue. He'll motor ahead into the center circle. Angles to the right, over the line near side. Shoots, blocked. Rebound far corner now, Bawa. Bawa pressed against the wall by Boyce. Now along the far side, Bawa had it chopped away from Pozo, and chasing back at his own line, Bilodeau coughed it up, high slot, Curry, around it, check, shoots, Beauregard the save, rebound, touched by San Francisco, and we're going to have a penalty upcoming. 17:29 remaining here in the opening period, no score.
How's that for a goal score? Dan Curry gets tripped. He's on the ice, on his stomach, one hand on his stick. He still gets a shot off, and he raises it too. Tough little save for Beauregard. Costly turnover by San Francisco by a defenseman at their own blue line. Heads up play, Dan Curry around the defenseman. He has to drag him down. But while he's down, he shovels at the puck. Gets it up about knee-high on Beauregard. Beauregard makes the save.
And into the box, Christian Prue for yanking down Dan Curry. The Wolves with the first power play of the afternoon. 17:29 remaining here in the opening period, no score. This power play sponsored by Craftsman Tools. Chicago has not been very successful with a man advantage here in the postseason, scoring 12.5% of the time. During the regular season against San Francisco, they were a little bit better, just under 17%. In the regular season, 6th at 19.5%. Dan Curry has both Chicago power play goals here in the postseason. Draw on the right circle in the Spiders' end. Brown out there to take it. A brief 4-on-3, and then in 5 seconds, the coincidentals will be over. Along the near side now, Brown able to get to it at the near point, stripped by Rimshaw, and he'll motor out to the neutral zone. Center circle, Rimshaw over the line, far side, tugged off and down. He took a dive, won't get a call from the ref. Back of the net now, Malte around Rimshaw, motors up left wing, goes rink wide over the line. Crossman, far point, right circle, Curry in front, pass behind Malte. Along the near side, Brown able to hold it, near point, Bancroft feeds to the far side, Malte, and Boyce has lost his stick. High slot, Crossman, right circle now, Malte, top right circle, Bancroft, right of the net, Malte shoots, goes wide at the near point. Brown flags it. Brown holds it at the near hash marks. Right circle, Curry, a shot, and Beauregard able to stop it, and San Francisco able to clear. Far circle of his own end, Steve Bancroft, the Wolves' top offensive defenseman during the regular season. He'll weave ahead, watched by John Purvis, dishes it up right wing and out at center ice. Boyce picked it off, feeds it in the far corner. Young out to play it, beats Purvis to the puck, up the near side out at center ice now, Brown. Goes rink wide, Malte will chase in the far circle. Bilodeau able to get there, and he hacked it up the far wall and back to the Wolves zone. Slot of his own end, Bancroft. Up the left wing, out at center ice now, Malte. Rink wide, Brown over the line, far side, into the far circle. Centers, hack to the near boards off a San Francisco stick. Along the near side, Purvis kicks at the puck. Curry tries to free it in the near corner, Cote. Jams at it near corner, lost it. Brown near corner. Feeds in front, Curry, a shot off the post! Far side, Crossman able to hold it in at the point. Boyce able to get to it, out-muscles him, and dishes it out to the neutral zone. 12 seconds left in the Wolves' man advantage. Center circle, Bancroft. Over the line, left side is Brown, and apparently one of his skates was not able to drag the line. 15:37 remaining here in the opening period. No score. Back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
There's no mistaking the sound of a quality power tool. Hi, Bob Vila here. But now there's a line of power tools that can listen as well. Craftsman. Sears asked do-it-yourselfers across the country what they'd like to see in power tools, and they got it. Craftsman has added many new and innovative features to its entire line of tools. If you've got the confidence to do it yourself, you should have confidence in your power tools to get it done. No wonder, in every workshop, there's a Craftsman.
Draw far side center ice, won by the Spiders. Top far circle of his own zone, Dayan will flip it up right wing and just to the right of Wendell Young. Reardon back to get it. Penalty is over, and both teams are back at full strength. Far corner, Reardon Dishes it off the end boards up the near side. Secord gets to it. Secord hustles ahead on left wing over the red line. He'll pad out in the left corner. Skips by Beauregard. Far side Pellerin. Shoots it back of the net. Near corner now. Breslin. Took a hit from Vincelette. Puck is free. Doyon feeds it up the near side and out to center ice it comes. Far side in front of his own bench. McDonald ahead on right wing. Breslin kicked it just right of the net. Back of the net Beauregard. Slapped it high off the glass near side. Not out. Reardon chopped it back in. Quickly out to center ice is Martini over the line near side. Doyon shoots, Young the save, and he holds. Just barely. 14:48 left here in the opening period. No score. That was San Francisco's first shot on goal.
Oh, that's impressive. Going 5 minutes into a playoff game and having the first shot against. And that's something I think the Wolves have really picked up on, is getting their shots against down. And we saw that last game. We saw shades of it in their second game in San Francisco. And if you want to play good defensive playoff hockey, you want to keep your shots against down. And the Wolves have definitely been doing that.
Back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, people from all over.
Raleigh, diverse, dangerous.
Transient, psychotic.
The men and women of the LAPD see it all, from the grim reality of death
We have a male white.
to the wilder side of life.
Can I see your exotic animal permit, please, sir?
Now you can see it all through their eyes.
It all looks normal to me.
LAPD. To get any closer to the action, you'd have to wear a badge.
Weeknights at 6:30 and 11:30 on Channel 26, The U.
Real animals eat real pizza. Jake's Pizza. Call your local Jake's Pizza now and have a piping hot pizza delivered to your door by the third period. Check your local Yellow Pages for one of 50 Jake's locations nearest you. Get real. Get Jake's 100% real pizza. Draw will be in the near circle in the Chicago zone. And the Wolves out shooting the Spiders right now 7-1. Scott McCrory will lean in to take the draw against Doug Baralt. McCrory leads the team with 3 goals here in the postseason. Spiders as a unit only have 6 goals here in the playoffs. Near point Doyon. Shoots, blocked. Rebound underneath Bolio, and I don't think anybody's able to dislodge that puck, and so we'll have a draw. 14:43 left here in the opening period, no score.
Just a great block by Corey Bolio. It was an interesting setup that San Francisco had there. They had their defenseman up playing a forward position. Bala pulled back a bit, set a great pick on the Chicago forward coming out to block the defenseman. Corey Bolio realized this, skated out as quick as he could, laid down and blocked the shot.
Draw will be at the near point in the Chicago zone. Baralt in to take it again against McCrory. Near point Doyon. Shoots. Young. Stick save. Rebound near corner Duffy. He'll dish it ahead off the near boards. Kick back in by Doyon. In the right corner now Bolio back of the net. Up the far side Berglund. Berglund chips it ahead on right wing and it bounces back in front of Beauregard. Left of the net. Beauregard steers it at the end boards. LaFrance nearly picked it off. Now Doyon feeds up the far side. Barely able to get it out. Duffy almost able to hold that in. Far side center ice now. McCrory, rink wide. Purvis over the line. High slot. Shoots. Young the save. Rebound. Heck wide. Bala couldn't get a clean shot off as Duffy challenged him. Center circle now. LaFrance cracked it in the left corner. Beauregard will settle it and the Wolves will change. Martini will ramble ahead. Martini at the high slot. Feeds up right wing out at center ice. Doyon shoots just wide. Rebound far side Malte. Malte ahead on right wing. Center circle Brown. Took a chop. Feeds at the high slot now Pozo. Pozo at the near point. Curry shoots wide. Rebound right circle Brown. Fired. Blocked. Right corner now Rimshot. Sprints behind the net. Slapped it up the near side and out to center ice. And then Malte hammered him to the wall after Rimshot was able to clear. Back of the net Pozo. Works into the near circle. Walks in front of the net. Feeds on right wing now Bancroft. Out at center ice. And we're going to have a stop in play, and then Bancroft got leveled by Rimshaw after he delivered that pass. But I think we're going to get some infractions behind the play. 13:20 remaining here in the opening period, no score.
Well, the shadow and the person being shadowed are both going off. It was Boyce who's shadowing Rob Brown, actually all over him like a coat. Rob Brown took exception to it, gave him a bit of an elbow, and Boyce retaliated. They're both going off. Jack Duffy on a previous play, great scoring opportunity for Robin Bauer looking at an open net. Jack Duffy was there to poke the loose puck away and prevent a goal.
So right now, we have Boyce and Brown into the box for each respective team, and this will loosen things up. Curry will take the draw at the far dot just beyond the Chicago line. Bancroft leaves it at the far hash marks for Malte. Ahead on left wing, Bancroft. Left side of the red line, rink wide Curry. Lost the puck as he tried to penetrate on right wing. Back at his own line, far side is Bancroft. Backhands it ahead on right wing, Curry. Feeds it to the near wall in his own zone. Now Pozo. Ahead on left wing, Curry over the red line, over the blue line on left wing. Pounded into the wall by Cote. Left corner, Cote. Shoots up the near side, and Curry rammed him into the wall after he did. Right side at center ice now, Cregwell over the line near side. Drop pass to Rimshaw. Shoots wide. Rebound far side. Rochefort able to keep it hemmed in. Near corner, Pozo. Unable to get to it, and Rimshaw shovels it back in the net. Bancroft relays it in the near corner. Curry gets to it. Shoots it left of the net, and now behind the cage. Bancroft will set up the breakup. Bancroft will steam ahead, out to center ice. On left wing, feeds Malte. At the near point, Malte around a check into the left corner. Malte tried to center. He got rammed. How is that not a boarding call? Rochefort left his feet for that check. Back of the net now, Rochefort. Feeds up the near side. Cote able to clear it out to the neutral zone. Now Cote ahead on right wing at the red line. Feeds at the high slot. Maley unable to hold it. Crossman feeds ahead on left wing. Breslin over the line left side. Shoots. Beauregard the save. Rebound in front. And Cote will saucer it the length of the ice. Young stops it in front of the net. Left corner now. Crossman tries to avoid the check of Bullock. Slides it behind the net up the near side. Reardon from the right corner. Feeds back of the net. Crossman ahead on right wing now. Pellerin sprints ahead into the center circle. On left wing, Reardon over the line near side. He'll dish it off the left corner boards and head off. Now in the far corner, Pellerin kicking at the puck against two Spider players. Maley able to free it. Maley feeds into the high slot now. Doyon center circle. Fakes the shot. Lost the puck as he tried to cross on right wing. Far circle of his own end. McDonald feeds it out to the neutral zone. The coincidentals are over. Brown and Boyce are both back on the ice. 11:10 remaining here in the opening period. No scoring here in game 4. Center circle now. Peralta over the line, high slot. Shoots. Beauregard to save. Rebound. Kick just wide. Near corner now. Berglund tried to feed it up the near side, and steaming away is Bala. Chugs over the line, high slot. Far point now. Purvis shoots wide. Rebound off the end boards at the near side. LaFrance took a shoulder, able to jam it up the near side and out to center ice. Quickly driven back in by the Spiders. Back of the net now, McDonald. Up the near side, LaFrance. Shoots it rink wide, and it bounces by everybody. Back into the Spiders' end. At his own line, Prue. Long right wing feed missed everybody. This should be icing. Coming back to touch left corner is Pozo. Apparently not. Pozo. He'll chug ahead. Feeds at his own line now, Curry. Curry turns at the top near circle of his own end. Goes rink wide to Bolio. Bolio ahead on right wing, Curry. Over the line, high slot into the right circle. Tapped it to the right end boards, then got finished by Rochefort. Near corner, Cote. Took a hit from Malte. And the puck dribbles out to center ice on right wing now, Cregwell. High slot, Boyce cuts in. Chopped off his stick by Curry, who dove headlong. And apparently they're going to call a penalty on that great defensive gem. 9:57 remaining here in the opening period, no score.
Well, you're right, Judd. It was a great defensive play by Dan Curry. Normally a guy known for his offensive prowess, making a spectacular defensive play, and I don't know that this was a penalty. He clearly got the puck first. After he poked the puck away, Boyce tripped over his outreached arm, went down to the ice. But if you look at the rule book, they say that if you are making a defensive play diving to poke a puck away and a player trips over you after you poke the puck, it is not a penalty.
We'll be back with the San Francisco Power Play in just a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
It's the dawn of a new day at Jewel and Osco, because now Chicago's best food store and best drugstore are teaming up like never before to bring you more store-wide values and savings and a greater level of shopping convenience. All you want, all under one roof. From the freshest fruits and finest meats to the best healthcare products from caring professionals. It's the kind of news we hope will brighten everyone's day.
Working together to serve you better at Jewel Osco.
Into the box, Dan Curry, 2 for tripping. And the Spiders put their power play unit onto the ice. Their lone bright spot here in the postseason. They have hit 23.5% of the time with the extra man. That's second best here in the playoffs. Brown will be in the right circle in the Chicago zone. Out to kill for the Wolves. And At least at the beginning, it'll be Baralt and Berglund up front, Reardon and McDonald in the blue line. Purvis wins it back to the near point, Doyon. Near hash marks Purvis. Far circle, Martini couldn't hold it, and the Wolves able to punch it. Not out. Far point now, Doyon. Rink wide to Purvis at the near point. Purvis tried to go rink wide again. Got kicked over to the far hash marks. Picked up by Berglund, and he'll march it ahead on right wing. Over the red line. Over the blue line high slot. Into the near circle. He'll deliver it in the left corner and behind Beauregard to waste some time. And he wastes 30 seconds. Now McCrory will cruise ahead into the center circle over the red line. Over the blue line near side. Along the near side, he got plastered in the wall by Bolio, and Bolio frees the puck in the high slot, feeds it out to the neutral zone, and Brown nearly picked off that pass in the center circle, and he would have been all alone. Far circle Duffy in his own zone will rip it up left wing and back to the Spiders' zone. Center circle now, Bilodeau over the line, far side. Shoots, Young blocker save. Over to the far corner it comes. Duffy paddles it ahead on right wing, held in by Bilodeau, and then Breslin able to get to it and chop it out to center ice. He got dragged down far side. Over the line near side, Purvis had it stripped by Bolio, and Bolio will zip it up left wing and down behind Beauregard. Short.
So I was just going to say, Judd, the Wolves penalty killer's doing a great job getting the puck down the ice.
Wolves short another 38 seconds. Center circle now. Maley shoots from the high slot. Young the pad save. Rebound left circle. Maley another drive, and Young squeezes the pads. And he's able to cover, and then we have a collision at the end boards between Reardon and Maley, and those two get up, and both are okay. 8:29 remaining here in the opening period. No score. Wolves short another 32 seconds.
Well, one of the few scoring opportunities San Francisco's had so far. Good shot, first of all, by Wendell Young making the save. And it was a Spider forward coming down the left side, taking another good shot. Tried to go 5-hole. Wendell squeezed the legs. I've noticed here what San Francisco's tried to do on their power play is just get a lot of traffic in front. They haven't really had much of a chance to set up, but when they have set up, I've seen two big forwards standing right in front of Wendell Young. I think they're going to try and get some screenshots, get some shots from the point, and see if they can't score that way.
Draw on the far circle in the Chicago zone. Berglund out there to take the draw against Cregwell. Berglund able to win it. Reardon rips it around the end boards, up the near side, and down the length of the ice. Beauregard back to stop it for Darcy Martini, who had 13 of his 18 goals in the man advantage. Center circle now, Doyon over the line, far side, Bullock shoots Young, big stick save, and the rebound squirts to the far corner. Back of the net now, Reardon shoots it up to the near side at the near point. Doyon holds it in. Near side now, and at the high slot, Doyon shoots Young the save, rebound. Young able to chop it free, now quick shot, they score! Young chopped the rebound into the high slot. Rimshaw fired one on net. Young made that save. The rebound trickled to the right, and Cregwell was able to sweep it in. 1-0 Spiders.
Well, Cregwell was being tied up, and it looked like it was Kevin McDonald who was doing a pretty good job shoving him out of the way. Unfortunately, Kevin couldn't get a hold of his stick, and that's what Dale got his a loose stick on the puck. Wendell Young out of the play, and he was looking at an empty net and just threw it through the crowd into that wide open net.
And the Wolves trail for the first time since Game 1. And again, this is not a good trend. It hasn't been in the playoffs, and it hasn't been all year for the Wolves and just about every team in the IHL. Boyce blasts it in the right corner of the Wolves zone, taken behind the net by Curry. Curry will race up the far side, feeds ahead on right wing Malte, jams it out to the neutral zone. Near side of the red line, Cote feeds it the high slot, picked up by Furschweiler, walks in, shoots, Young forced it from his stick. Near circle now, Brown tapped it ahead, Malte couldn't get around Boyce at the high slot, and now Malte got it back, chipped it ahead. Brown over the line left side, Brown at the near point, rink wide, Malte shoots wide, rebound up the near side, Bankrupt able to hold it in, Furschweiler battling him, now Brown picks it up. Brown feeds to the far side, and Maley chipped it at the high slot after taking a hit from Brown. And on right wing at center ice, Furschweiler took a forearm, feeds it to the Wolves line. Near side center ice, Brown trying to get the puck free from Cote. Bancroft has it. Far side of the neutral zone now, Pozo to Secord at the high slot. He had it kick off his skate, and we're going to have an offside. 6:52 remaining here in the opening period. 1-0 Spiders. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
Start the action of the new season with Wolves Lee Sport Athletic Apparel from Kohl's Department Stores. Everyone knows the Wolves are the team to beat, and Kohl's and Lee Sport will help you dress for the occasion. Save big on the hottest Lee Sports Wolves merchandise. You'll love the unbelievable selection and the incredible prices on the clothes every Wolves fan should have. Don't miss 1 second of the excitement. Get to Kohl's and start the season right.
San Francisco ahead of Chicago here in Game 4 early. Dale Cregwell, his second of the playoffs from Rimshaw and Doyon at the 12:03 mark. Dale Cregwell, a lot better player goal-scoring-wise on the road during the regular season. 8 of his 11 came away from the Cow Palace. That's only his second point of the postseason.
You know, I think San Francisco, Jed, is the kind of team that plays better with a lead. They just seem to be a little more relaxed. I think they're confident in their defense and their defensive ability that they can shut the other team down. And they just play a little looser. They had another good scoring opportunity right after the goal by Cregwell.
Near side at center ice, Purvis unable to hold it, and it squirts free to the far point in the Wolves zone. Duffy ahead on right wing. Pellerin batted it out of the air. Now Breslin over the line, high slot. Tried to feed it for Secord behind him. Up the right side now at center ice, Purvis up the line near side. Purvis jams it in the right corner. Young leaves it there for Duffy. Ahead on right wing, Pellerin. Able to shoot it ahead, Breslin. Right side at center ice, over the red line. He'll fire it in the right corner. Beauregard stops it behind the net. Beauregard chips it up the near side. Held in at the near hash marks by Bolio. Bolio kicks it to the left end boards. Breslin leaves it there in the left corner for Secord. Back of the net now, Breslin. Breslin, far point, Duffy. Shoots! Blocked! Where is it? And one of the Wolves got tackled, and that will force a call from the referee, Scott Selkin. 6:04 remaining here in the opening period. 1-0 Spiders.
Well, this forechecking line in Chicago, Timmy Breslin, Al Secord, and Brian Pellerin doing a pretty good job offensively, getting a couple good scoring opportunities and then drawing a penalty in front. It was the San Francisco Spider defenseman who ended up tacking Brian Pellerin, and I believe he'll be going off for interference.
Who is the culprit?
I believe it's Bawa. So it wasn't the defenseman, it was a forward who was covering back in front of the net.
So Robin Bawa will head into the box. Wolves on their second power play. This one's sponsored by Craftsman Tools. Chicago scoreless on their first opportunity. Out there for Chicago right now in the man advantage. Brown, Malte, and Curry. On the blue line, Crossman and Bancroft. Dan Curry again has both Wolves power play goals here in the postseason, and there haven't been that many. McCrory will step in to take the draw against Brown. McCrory is out there up front with John Purvis on the blue line, Cote and Rochefort. Far point now, Crossman. Crossman to the high slot. Far side now, Brown. High slot, Crossman. Proud in front. Far circle, Brown. Lost it off his skate. At the far point, Crossman unable to hold it in, and Purvis will chop it back to the neutral zone. Crossman beats into the puck and shoots it near point in his own end. Bancroft at the high slot, Crossman. He'll meander out to center ice. Feeds left side over the line, Curry. Curry left circle. Now Malte left to the net. Curry, a shot. Beauregard the save. Rebound. Beauregard able to cover. 5:33 remaining here in the opening period. 1-0 Spiders.
Oh, what a great give and go between Steve Malte and Dan Curry. Curry saw Steve Malte wide open on the left side, dished it to him. I expected Steve to shoot, but he made the right play. Came back to Dan Curry, who everyone had forgotten about. Curry got a quick shot off. Beauregard with a nice little kick save.
There again, the Wolves going low when the coaching staff keeps telling them to go high. Curry smashed it into his right pad when he looked like he had an open top near corner.
Well, you're right. You know, Beauregard, every time he sees somebody wind up, he's a big goalie. He goes down. He covers everything down low, and he tries to get his arms up towards the top of the net, but, you know, that's not always possible, and a lot of times you can beat a goalie to his glove or blocker side.
Drawn the near circle in the Spiders' end. Wolves on the power play, another minute 29. Left corner, Rochefort. Off the end boards, and Purvis from the backboard shoots it the length of the ice. Back of his own net, Doug Crossman. Crossman up the left side out at center ice now. Bancroft rink wide again, too far for Brown. Far circle, Rochefort unable to get it out. Brown swiped it for a moment. Malte far hash marks. Back of the net, Brown in front. Curry a shot. Beauregard the save, and he kicked it Up the slot and up the right wing. Out at center ice now. Boyce had it stripped. Back comes Chicago. Left side center ice. Curry over the line near side. Curry. Drop pass. Brown wasn't expecting it. Held in at the near point by Bancroft. Now at the high slot, stripped by Boyce. Boyce in the far circle fires it in the left corner and down the length of the ice.
Where were the San Francisco penalty killers on that last little series? Dan Curry had 5 seconds all to himself right in front of the San Francisco net.
Wolves on the power play, another 33 seconds. Right side over the line now, Brown. Brown into the right circle. Brown shoots, blocked. Rebound. Far circle, Malte. Malte to the high slot, Crossman. Crossman. Top far circle now, Bancroft. Shoots it in the right circle. That pass got blocked. And the Spiders able to fire it back into the Wolves zone. Behind his own net now, Bancroft. 11 seconds left in the power play. Bancroft chugs ahead. Left wing at center ice. Sizzles it in the left corner. Back of the net now, Beauregard. Shoots it up the middle of the ice himself and down the length.
Smart play by Beauregard. That's almost like having a third defenseman back there, Judd, being able to stop the puck behind the net and throw it down.
Near side of his own zone, LaFrance. Rink wide, McDonald. McDonald barrels ahead. It's kicked free in the center circle. Berglund unable to chop it in. Far point in his own zone, McDonald. Rink wide, Reardon. Reardon from the near circle off the end boards over to the far corner. Now Reardon into the near circle. Up the left side out at center ice now, LaFrance. Had it chopped off his stick near side of the red line. Cregwell with it. He has the lone goal. Long shot by Vincelette, missed the net. Far side. Out at center ice now, Baralt. Unable to get it by Bilodeau. And then Berglund got it back, and he'll wrist it in the right corner. 3:18 remaining here in the opening period. 1-0 Spiders. Right side center ice, Doyon. Knuckles it just to the right of Wendell Young. Duffy grabs it and misses icing. 3:10 remaining here in the opening period. 1-0 Spiders. Back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
The Las Vegas experience is the Imperial Palace Hotel and Casino. Best value, better trip, with more of everything that's a resort vacation. Sumptuous meals at exotic locations. Sizzling gaming excitement. Race and sportsbook action. The world's best collection of antique and classic automobiles. Authentic Polynesian luau. And legends in concert. All at the Imperial Palace, where you don't have to spend money like a king to be treated like one. For reservations, call 1-800-634-6441.
Want to remind everybody that if the Wolves win Game 4, there will be Wolves Radio tomorrow from 6 to 7 at the Quest Sports Bar and Grill, and also heard live on 92.7 WCBR. If the Wolves lose, no Wolves Radio. So
let's count on Wolves Radio.
Hopefully the Wolves win, and hey, come on out. Draw will be in the near circle in the Spider zone. Dale Cregwell with the lone goal at the 12:03 mark, his second of the postseason. Chicago trailing for the first time since Game 1. Tim Breslin will lean in to take the draw. And the linesman won't drop the puck. And they will kick Breslin out of there. Secord will step in. Maley also gets booted out of there, at least for a moment. Now he will step back in there, has a few words with Darcy Martini. And Maley will step in against Secord. Puck is jostled for, and Breslin able to swat it into the near corner. Now Secord. Left circle, Breslin. Had it poked off his stick. The pass was behind him. Head on right wing out at center ice, Maley. Maley goes rink wide over the line, high slot, Vincelette. Lost it off his chest, and Bolio snaps it back to the neutral zone. Behind his own net now, Duffy. He'll set it up. Feeds to the near corner now, Bolio. Returns it to Duffy, far circle, ahead on right wing out to the neutral zone, Pellerin. Pellerin feeds it the high slot, Secord. Kicked it on right wing, and as a result, Breslin brought it in offside. 2:35 remaining here in the opening period. 1-0 Spiders. Back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
If you love fruit as much as you love yogurt, Dannon has something new for you. It's new Dannon Chunky Fruit Non-Fat Yogurt. Fat-free yogurt with chunks of delicious fruit. Fruit you can see, fruit you can taste. Like juicy chunks of sweet peaches or delicious bites of ripe strawberries blended into the smoothest, creamiest yogurt you can imagine. New Dannon Chunky Fruit. Chunks of delicious fruit make this a yogurt you can really sink your teeth into.
Draw at the far dot just beyond the Spiders line. San Francisco able to win it, and they lift it back into the Wolves zone. Near corner, Bancroft. Feeds into the near circle for Curry. Curry. He'll barrel ahead. Over the line, high slot. Curry into the left circle. Curry into the left corner. Off the end boards. Over to the far side, Pozo. Pozo far point. Shoots! Beauregard the save. And he's able to cover with Brown and Malte in the neighborhood. 2:11 remaining here in the opening period. 1-0 San Francisco.
Boy, great job by Kevin Pozo, who had a super game last game against these San Francisco Spiders, getting a hard shot on net, getting it through traffic. Unfortunately, Beauregard covered up the little rebound that was left there. Dan Curry, Jed, has really impressed me, especially the last 20 games of the season and going into these playoffs. I don't know if it's his skating or what. He just seems to have a little more jump out there. He's beating guys wide. That last play, he beat the defenseman to the outside.
Off the draw, Pozo, another blast from the far point. Beauregard goes down to make the save, and he covers the rebound. 2:08 remaining here in the opening period. 1-0 San Francisco, and the draw remains in the far circle. San Francisco done a nice job of taking this line out of the action.
Yeah, they really have. Another good shot by Kevin Pozo. No one in front of the net, and I think that's in large respect due to the San Francisco doing a job at clearing guys out.
Wolves win the draw, but it winds up back in their own zone. High slot Pozo. Snaps to the center circle in Malte. One hands it just to the right of the net. Beauregard plays it up the near side. Cote slapped it ahead, nearly held in at the near point by Bancroft. Far point in his zone end. Pozo ahead on right wing. Brown leaves it at his own line. Bancroft ahead on right wing. Took a chop over the line far side. Kicks to Malte into the right circle. Bancroft dragged down. We're going to get a call here. Rochefort is going to head to the box. And the Wolves hustle in the Spiders' end is creating power play opportunities for Chicago. 1:38 left here in the opening period. 1-0 Spiders.
Good job by Steve Bancroft jumping up the ice. It almost looked as if Rob Brown decided to hang back. He realizes he's got a player all over him, so he's going to take Ian Boyce out of the play completely and just hang back and let the other four guys do the damage. That time it was Steve Bancroft who jumped up the ice. I believe it was Norman Rochefort who dragged him down, and he's going to go off for the remainder of this period unless Chicago scores.
Well, Steve Malte will also jump in the box for Chicago, so we will skate 4 aside. Malte in the box for roughing. Where that came from, I have no idea.
Well, that must have been after the whistle, because the original penalty was going to be called on Rochefort, unless he had something to say to referee Zalkin.
Well, unless he roughed him up. Then I'm sure it would be more serious than a 2-minute minor. Nevertheless, we skate 4 aside here to close out the period, probably. Brown and Curry up front. Crossman and Reardon on the blue line. McCrory able to win the draw. Behind the net now, Prue stops. Turns. Stops again behind the net. Nearly lost it at the end boards to Brown. Now back of the net, Prue. Feeds up the near side, and Cote goes rink wide out to the neutral zone. Boyce over the line, far side. Drop pass to McCrory, off his skate into the far circle. Knocked down in front, and the Wolves break back. Right side at center ice, Brown. Over the line, high slot. Drop pass to Reardon, right circle. Fakes, and his pass in front is blocked. Far corner now, Curry. Lost it, and Prue back of the net, feeds into the near corner, Cote. Now Prue. Ahead to the high slot, McCrory. On right wing out at center ice. Crisscrossing center circle. Over the line, high slot. And we're going to have a penalty here on Chicago as soon as they touch. As Prue was knocked down out at center ice, and we're going to have an interference call, I would imagine. No, it's going to be a chop. 49 seconds remaining here in the opening period. 1-0 Spiders.
Boy, it was too bad. It's on Todd Reardon, who made a great offensive play just moments earlier. Great burst of speed up the ice, creating a 3-on-2. Broke down into a 2-on-1. Instead of taking the shot, he tried to slide it across to Dan Curry, I believe it was. A good defensive play by Alain Cote. Then up the ice the other way, it was Mr. Reardon who took the legs out from one of the San Francisco players. He goes off now. It'll be a 4-on-3, which I think is a big advantage whenever you're working against 3 guys. And San Francisco here having the advantage of the 4th player out there, finding the open man, and with 49 seconds left, this could be a dangerous scenario.
The foursome out there for the Spiders, Martini, Doyon on the points, Purvis and McCrory, probably their 4 most dangerous players at each position offensively. Berglund up front for Chicago, unable to win the draw at the near point. Doyon walks to the high slot, fakes, far circle now Martini, look out there. Far circle now McCrory. McCrory To the high slot, Martini. Look out. Shoots. Young the save. Rebound near side, Doyon. Right corner now, Purvis. Purvis, right of the net. Backhand in front. Young poked it aside with a pad. Young has to get to his feet. Martini. High slot. Now, Doyon, right of the net. Now, Purvis. Purvis back of the net. Far circle. Martini lost it off his skate, and the puck will float back to the neutral zone. 16 seconds remaining here in the opening period. High slot, McCrory unable to hold it. He kicks it back to the neutral zone. Now at the high slot, it's stolen by Bancroft, and he'll fire at the length of the ice. Glove there by Beauregard. 4 seconds left here in the first. Martini, long drive. That'll wind up in the right corner, and that'll do it. We're underway here in the second period. The two teams have changed ends. Wendell Young in goal to our left. Stefan Beauregard in goal to our right. San Francisco starts out on the power play. Martini at the far point. Into the right circle. Shoots! Young! Able to make the save, and then it knocked him down. 19:43 remaining here in the second period. 1-0 Spiders. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
You're listening to exciting Chicago Wolves hockey action on the Bear. 92.7 WCBR-FM, Arlington Heights, Chicago.
Draw will be in the far circle in the Chicago zone. It'll be a 4-on-3 for another 5 seconds. And then Rochefort and Malte will pop out of the box. And it'll be a 5-on-4. San Francisco's lone goal this game did not come on the power play. It actually expired. So they are 0 for 1. Right of the net now. McCrory unable to hold the puck, and Bancroft able to clear. There's Malte out of the box. Walks into the slot. And apparently, we're going to have a whistle. 19:34 remaining here in the second period. 1-0 Spiders. Please explain that to me, Lucy.
Well, probably a good call by the linesman. The only way that would have been onside was for the puck to have crossed the Wolves' blue line before Steve Malte jumped on the ice. Had that happened, I don't think he would have been able to catch that puck because it would have went all the way down the ice. So obviously, Steve was on the ice before the puck had crossed the Chicago blue line, and it was ruled a 2-line offside pass.
Draw in the far circle in the Chicago zone. Wolves short for another 45 seconds. McCrory able to win the draw. Far point Doyon shoots. Young the save. Rebound. Trickles off his pads, and McDonald swatted it to the near corner. McDonald bats it up the near side. It's held in at the near hash marks by Bawa. And then finally McDonald fell on top of it in the near corner, and we'll have a draw. 19:21 remaining here in the middle period. 1-0 Spiders.
You can see this new strategy of San Francisco already on the power play, getting shots on the net. They're trying to create a bit of traffic in front of Wendell. They're getting some good quality shots from the point. Fortunately, Wendell's been able to see them come in and been making some pretty good saves.
Draw in the near circle now in the Chicago zone. Spiders have now jumped ahead of Chicago in the shots category, 17-16. High slot Martini. Lost it in his feet, and he drove it back in. And that will force the Spiders offside. Darcy Martini has coughed that puck up a couple times all by himself at the blue line, and it's cost his team.
He's not the most confident guy with the biscuit back there. Fortunately, he's got a size 12 foot. He kicked it up to his stick that time. Dougie Baralt was just ready to take off on a clear-cut breakaway all the way from his own blue line. So he would have had 140 feet to skate in and think about what he was going to do on Stefan Beauregard. Unfortunately, it was Darcy Martini's size 12 skate that got in the way.
Draw will be at the near dot just beyond the Chicago line. Breslin will lean in to take the draw against McCrory. Wolves short another 28 seconds. Breslin able to win it. Fight through McCrory. Near side of his own line, McDonald will bounce it in the right corner of the San Francisco end. Back to get it. Darcy Martini. He'll shoot it up the near side. McCrory out to the neutral zone. Feeds on right wing. Doyon unable to hold it. Behind the net now. Doyon able to get to it. Near corner, Purvis had it hacked off his stick by Breslin. Then Purvis took a forearm from McDonald and retaliates. Play continues along the near side, and the penalty is over. Along the near side, Breslin single-handedly killed off the rest of that power play, and now Bauer wants a piece of McDonald. Near circle, Purvis shoots. Young to save. Rebound. Hack to the far side, Doyon. Bauer goes at it with McDonald in front. And I think McDonald may have done his job in getting Bauer to take a penalty. Is he going to call 2 penalties here? I think he is. 18:32 remaining here in the second. 1-0 Spiders.
If he does call 2 penalties, the Wolves dodge a bullet. I think Kevin McDonald's the only player going off. He took a pretty good hack at Robin Bauer. Actually, they're both going at it. He could have called both players. Unfortunately, what the referee saw was the last thing that happened, and that was Kevin McDonald just giving it to Robin Bauer.
Boy, I thought for sure Bauer was going to go, or maybe Purvis. McDonald tried to instigate on the ice, really got Purvis off his game there for a moment, and then McDonald did chop Bauer up high, and Bauer gets a laugh out of that one, and San Francisco right back to the power play.
Well, Scott Zelkin, the referee, actually was letting an awful lot go that whole shift. And I thought he might even let that slash go by Kevin McDonald. But I guess he'd seen enough and decided he better whistle things down before it got out of control.
So the Wolves go back to being shorthanded. Third time they'll be short. Perfect on their two previous opportunities a man down. They do have a shorthanded goal in this series. Tim Breslin has that. That came back in Game 2. Draw will be in the far circle in the Wolves' end. Cregwell will step in to take it against Berglund. Berglund able to win it, but controlling right corner is Cregwell. Cregwell at the end boards now. Rim shot. Far side, Cregwell. High slot, Martini. Far point now, Cregwell. Camped in front is rim shot. Near point, Martini. Near side now, Doyon. Walks to the near point. Rink wide, Martini. Couldn't get off his shot. High slot now, Doyon. Cracked it off his skate. Now out at center ice, Berglund. Banked it off the boards, up the right side, Baralt. And apparently we're going to have a two-line pass. 18:05 left here in the second. 1-0 Spiders.
Chicago obviously aware of the fact that Yarcy Martini does have problems handling the puck on occasion, and they're putting a little more pressure on him at the blue line, and that time it cost his team. Threw it across to John Purvis, and it was bouncing. We had a Chicago Wolves player on him right away. They got the puck out. Unfortunately, it was a two-line offside pass.
The draw will be at the near point in the Chicago zone. Now they're going to move it. Now what are they talking about? Now Cregwell had a few words for the referee, and now Jean Perron has a few words for the referee, Scott Zelkin. And they will take the draw at the near point. Wolves short another minute and a half. Near circle, Bolio looks up, and he'll fire it off the far wall and down the length of the ice. Back of his own net, Mario Doyon, a former third-round pick of the Chicago Blackhawks. Feeds up the left side out at center ice. Rimshaw unable to hold it, and Duffy paddles ahead on right wing. Breslin will chop it in the right corner. Back of the net now, Doyon. Wolves short another minute 10. Doyon up the left side now, Martini. He'll skate ahead on left wing at the red line. He'll fire it in the left corner. Around it comes to the far side. Far corner now. Bullock taps it behind the net. Picked up by Duffy. Duffy able to get it by the skates of Cregwell, and then he's dragged down in the corner. Near point now, Martini. Look out. Puck on edge. Shoots wide. Far point now, Doyon. Doyon lost it in the far circle, and Bolio able to chop it ahead, and it bounces on edge left of the net. Beauregard settles the puck. Shoots it in the near corner, Martini. Up the near side now, Bullock. Rink wide, almost got picked off. Right side at center ice, McCrory. Couldn't sidestep Berglund, then he got it back. Spiders chop it in the Wolves' end. Near circle, Bancroft looks up, and he'll fire it on goal. Beauregard stick save. Wolves short another 20 seconds. Left side, center ice, McCrory. Dances into the center circle. Over the line, left side now, Purvis. Purvis lost it at the near point. Here comes Berglund. 3-on-2 if the Wolves hurry. Center circle, Reardon over the line, near side. Berglund drop pass, Breslin. Shoots blocked. Rebound, comes free. Now Bauer out at center ice, out of the box is Kevin McDonald, and the Wolves are back at full strength. Far side, Bauer shoots behind the net. Purvis had it picked off his stick, and then he dragged down Bancroft. Far side, Breslin waits for the puck, and he'll chip it up right wing and down into the right corner of the Spiders' end. Back to get it, Bilodeau. The Wolves will change. We've played almost 4 minutes here, and San Francisco is ahead 1-0 in the second period. Now, behind his own net, Crossman. Up the right side, out at center ice. Brown had the pass picked off by Boyce, but recovering is Crossman. Far side of his own line, Pozo. Shoots to the blue line, Brown. Unable to hold that pass. Beauregard shoots it up the near side. Maley fires it out to the neutral zone. Off the skate, and it bounces just to the right of Young. Back to get it is McDonald. Took a shoulder after he fired it up the near side. Maley kicks it in the near corner. Now Pozo delivers it over to the far corner. Malte waits for it. Malte ships it out to the neutral zone. Brown lets it go, and Curry over the line right side. Curry into the right circle. Curry in the right corner lost the puck. Pressed against the wall now. Near corner. Malte into the near circle. And it's chipped at the high high slot by Mealy and back to the neutral zone. Over the line on the right side now, Malte. Backhands it in the right corner, back of the net now, Cote. Wolves changing, and one of the Wolves players got dragged down, and we're going to have a penalty here. 15:08 remaining here in the second. 1-0 Spiders. Back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
No matter what the project, I insist on two things. Quality materials and quality hand tools. Hi, I'm Bob Vila. For me, that's craftsman. And if you're going to be a craftsman, then use the tools of craftsman. These are the original guaranteed forever hand tools that Sears is famous for. The feel of a craftsman wrench or the grip of a comfort-designed craftsman screwdriver is without equal. No wonder, in every toolbox, there's a craftsman.
Into the box for San Francisco. Ian Boyce, 2 for a slash, the 4:52 mark. Chicago will head to the power play for the third time. This power play sponsored by Craftsman Tools. I don't know if the Wolves could have picked a better player to have off the ice at this point.
That's right, and it'd be a perfect opportunity for Chicago to get right back in this game. It's still early, and I mean, there's no reason to panic, but there's just been a slight change in the momentum, and it seems to have gone to San Francisco's side. They get a successful power play going here, get some good shots on Beauregard, even get a goal on him. As the longer the game goes, the more confidence Stephane Beauregard gets, and it's just going to be tougher to score on him in the third period.
Rob will be in the far circle in the Spiders' end. Wolves with only one shot on goal as far this period. Far point now, Crossman. Crossman to the high slot. Far point now, Brown. Brown feeds in front, Bancroft shoots! Wide! And then it got redirected off a stick over the glass into the crowd. 14:58 left here in the second. 1-0 Spiders.
Boy, it was a nice little feed into Steve Bancroft, busting through a seam right down the gut, right down the middle of the ice. Took it on his backhand, shot it right away on his forehand. It might have caught a San Francisco player up high in the face, and it ended up going over the glass. But a nice little play by Stevie Bancroft. Normally you don't see a defenseman jumping in from the point like that on the power play. But he found the seam, found himself open, and tried to shelf it on Beauregard, which was the right play too. Stephane Beauregard was already down. Unfortunately, it was a little too high, and it went up over the glass.
Crowd will be in the right circle in the Spiders' end. Wolves on the power play another minute 50. Brown, Malte, and Curry up front. Crossman and Bancroft on the blue line. Brown able to win it. Near point, Crossman. Near side, Brown. Pushed against the wall by McCrory. Near point, Crossman able to hold it in. Shovels it in the right corner. Back of the net now, Curry. Curry. Far side, Rochefort puts the clamps on it. Left of the net now, Malte. Back to the near point. Brown had snuck into the near hash marks, and the puck pops out to the neutral zone. Curry over the line, high slot. Curry tried to feed it left circle. Kicked aside by the Spiders, and Purvis will clear it left of the net. Rossman near circle. Make his way out to the neutral zone. Brown over the line, far side, Bancroft. Drop pass. Curry shoots it in the right corner. Now Malte near corner. Malte to the near point. Brown took it off his skate. Near corner now, Malte. Near side, Brown. Brown right circle. Right of the net now, Malte. Cycles. Near point, Bancroft at the high slot. Right circle now, Malte. High slot, Bancroft. Top right circle, Malte. Far circle, Crossman shoots. Blocked. Rebound far side. Purvis able to outmuscle Crossman to the puck, and Purvis comes away up the right side over the line. He had it poked off his stick. Curry had it stripped by Purvis as Purvis was going the other way. High slot, Purvis left circle, Bilodeau shoots. Young fought it off. Near side, Crossman dishes ahead on right wing, and Curry kicks it out to the neutral zone. Wolves on the power play another 30 seconds. High slot, Prue fires it into the Wolves zone. Young steers it up the near side. Crossman ahead on right wing out to the neutral zone. Brown leaves it for LaFrance on the line of the right side. LaFrance centers. Too far for Malte. Malte, far hash marks. High slot, Crossman. Now Brown feeds it left to the net. Backhand, LaFrance. Beauregard the save. Rebound, LaFrance. And Beauregard stopped him again. LaFrance had little room, but he was able to get it on goal, and then he paid the price afterwards. 13:15 remaining here in the second. 1-0 Spiders.
2 or 3 glorious scoring opportunities for Daryl LaFrance. Unfortunately, you're right, Jed, he was in a little too close. Had he been able to back up with that puck a bit, give himself a bit of an angle, he might have been able to get it up over a half kneeling down Stephane Beauregard. As it was, the puck stayed in the crease. He tried to chip it up as best he could, but he just couldn't get it over Beauregard.
Well, he hit that first shot, LaFrance. It was a blind backhand that he got on goal. Beauregard had the paddle down. Second shot, he hit Beauregard in the face, so he was trying to go up. And the third shot, he just buried into the blocker. Wolves on the power play, another 11 seconds. Draw right circle, the Spiders end. San Francisco able to win the faceoff, and Doyon turns and blasts it through the neutral zone and back to the right of Wendell Young. Penalty is over, and Boyce is out of the box. Far circle of his own end, Reardon. Feeds in front of his own net, McDonald. Ahead on right wing, Berglund. One hands it in the right corner. Beauregard stops it behind the net, Doyon. Up the far side by everybody, and Young will come back and stop it at the right portion of the end line. Now McDonald behind his own net. Up the near side, Berglund. Beats Peralt up the right side at the red line. Tried to return it to Berglund, and it was kicked away. Center circle, Furschweiler over the line, high slot, Maley. Maley waits, shoots it left corner. Vince Salette unable to flag it. Near circle, Furschweiler. Left circle now, Maley. Blast one to the left end boards. Along the near side, McDonald got tied up with Furschweiler, and the puck pops out to the neutral zone, and it kicked back in by Doyon, offside. 12:25 remaining here in the second. 1-0 Spiders. Back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
The movies and television have shown you their vision of what it's like to be a cop in L.A. Now, the people who are sworn to protect and serve the City of Angels give you their view.
I've been involved in law enforcement since I was 15 and a half.
And for the first time, you'll see it through their eyes from the front line. They are the men and women of the Los Angeles Police Department. The show is LAPD. To get any closer to the action, you'd have to wear a badge.
Weeknights at 6:30 and 11:30 on Channel 26. The U.
The Wolfpack, the Chicago Wolves Booster Club, presents the second annual picnic and softball grudge match. That's Sunday, June 2nd, from 10:30 a.m. to dusk at the Bemis Woods Forest Preserve in Western Springs, Illinois. Tickets are available at the Wolfpack table outside Section 107, which is located near the West Gate, or you can call the Wolfpack at 708-654-9095 and ask for Kelly. 12:25 remaining here in the middle period. The Wolves without a goal thus far. San Francisco only with one that came in the opening period. Dale Craigwell is second of the playoffs at the 12:03 mark of the opening period for Brimshaw and Doyon. Draw will be at the near dot just beyond the Chicago line. Brown, Malte, and Curry up front. Bancroft and Pozo on the blue line. Brown able to win it. Curry dishes it out to the neutral zone, couldn't hold it. Craigwell brought it in, then got spun around. Right corner, Boyce shoots it back of the net. Rimshaw had it picked off. Along the near side, Malte digs it free. Now Pozo ahead on right wing, Brown over the red line, over the blue line near side. Into the right circle, shoots, Beauregard, a toe save. Far circle now. Bancroft is shot, Beauregard makes the stick save, and he holds. And we'll have a stop. 12 minutes remaining here in the second. 1-0 Spiders.
Oh, and a smart play by Rob Brown. He almost snuck one by Stephane Beauregard. He was looking past all the way, had his head up, starts skating backwards, and then fires one for the far right side. I don't know whether that hit the post or just the toe of Stephane Beauregard, but he makes a nice save.
That hit his toe. And then Bancroft drove one from the far side, but Beauregard already down on his knees for that one. Well, if they can just get one up, baby, look out.
He's down on his knees, but he gets across the ice so well. He covers a lot of net that way.
High slot, Pozo shoots, Beauregard fought it off if it got through. He looked over at the ref for a call. He's yelling at referee Scott Zelkin right now, and he's not going to get a whistle. Puck is fired behind the Wolves net. Back to get it is Pozo, and we'll have a stop for icing. 11:44 left here in the second period. 1-0 San Francisco.
Beauregard was looking over at referee Zelkin. Van Curry had got himself in behind Beauregard, kind of put a hammerlock on him, dragging his head down so he couldn't see the shot. I think he still stopped it. It just went off his chest protector. But all the same, that's what the Wolves are trying to do, get some traffic in front of Beauregard, make it tough for him to see the puck, and maybe they can sneak one by him.
Draw will be in the far circle in the San Francisco end. Rob Brown's line stays out there. Brown able to kick it back to the far point. Bancroft leaves it far point. Malte shoots, Beauregard able to make the save, and he holds. 11:37 remaining here in the second period. 1-0 Spiders.
Now that time I noticed it was Dale Craigwell who stayed with Rob Brown going to the net. But then again, maybe that's because they're both facing off against each other, and it's kind of easier for the centerman to stay on center. But I noticed whenever they're back and deep in their own end and it's on the rush, normally you'll see Ian Boyce back there trying to do his best impersonation of being a blanket for Rob Brown.
Brown again takes the draw against Craigwell. It's free in the far corner. Curry kicks at it. Craigwell controls it. Back of the net now, Rochefort. Shoots it up the near side, Boyce. Headman's out to the neutral zone, Rimshaw. Feeds it in the center circle off the skates of Craigwell, and then Rimshaw brought it in offside. 11:23 remaining here in the second period. 1-0 Spiders. Back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
It's the dawn of a new day at Jewel and Osco, because now Chicago's best food store and best drugstore are teaming up like never before to bring you more store-wide values and savings and a greater level of shopping convenience. All you want, all under one roof. From the freshest fruit and finest meat to the best healthcare products from caring professionals. It's the kind of news we hope will brighten everyone's day.
Working together to serve you better at Chicago.
Back of the net, Bancroft. Smothered on top of Rimshaw. The puck is still free. Nobody can get to it. Now it's kicked to the far corner, and Curry tried to chop it ahead. Did, but couldn't get it very far. And then Cote dragged him down, and this will force a penalty on the Spiders. And now Rimshaw gets the glove right in Bancroft's face, and Bancroft gets a smile out of that one because his team is about to head to the power play. 11:02 remaining here in the second. 1-0 Spiders.
Yeah, Rimshaw and Bancroft have had a feud going the last couple shifts, but the penalty was away from the play. It was Alain Cote with kind of a needless penalty. The offensive end. Good work by Dan Curry along the boards, taking his man off the puck, jumping on a loose puck, and then getting upended by the defenseman Cote. A lot of times when you get caught in deep like that, you don't want a forward to beat you, so you'll take a needless penalty, and that's exactly what Alain Cote did.
So the Wolves head to the power play for the fourth time in the game. Scoreless, obviously. Now the same unit stays out there for Chicago. They've been out there for a very long period of time. And you and I were talking during the break that the Wolves were able to gain the matchup advantage here at home in Game 3 by having Brown's line out against John Purvis's line. Purvis was a -3, he and his cohorts, in the last game. And it's a matchup that the Wolves have been unable to get here. John Perron has stuck with Boyce, Craigwell, and Rimshaw when the Wolves' top line is out. And right now, Stefan Beauregard is getting some repairs to his right pad, it looks like, at the high slot in the San Francisco zone. So something is apparently loose. And this will allow his team to collect themselves for this upcoming chill.
Yeah, Chicago has had a lot of success against the Purvis line. I'm not too sure why the Brown line isn't matched up against them again, unless Grant Mulvey wants to get his checking line on their high-scoring line, keep them in check. But they haven't really done too much so far in this series, and maybe we'll see that change later in this period or maybe in the third period.
Draw will be at the far dot just beyond the Chicago line. Brown able to win the draw. Purvis able to get to it first. Lost it at the high slot. Breaking back is Bancroft. 3-on-2 if he hurries. Bancroft over the line, high slot. Sweeps to the far corner. Curry. Back of the net. Malte unable to hold it. It bounces up the near side, and Boyce gets to it. Took a shoulder from Bancroft, but he drives it the length of the ice. Back of the net now, Crossman. Crossman up the right side. Feeds up right wing out at center ice. Brown. Rink wide. Bancroft up the line, far side. Bancroft far circle. Far point now, Crossman. Near point, Brown. Right circle, Malte. Malte to the near point, Brown. Brown walks to the high slot. Near point, Bancroft. Right circle, Bancroft. Left of the net, Curry shoots. Beauregard the save. Far point, Brown. Far circle, Curry. Behind the net, Malte. Malte got a pick into the near circle, Malte. High slot, Bancroft. Left circle, Brown. Brown left of the net. Curry shoots. Beauregard the save. Rebound. Backed up the right side and down. Once again, another low shot denied by Beauregard. Wolves in the power play, another 50 seconds. Now Bancroft feeds out to the Wolves line for Malte. He'll circle to grab some momentum. Up the right side out at center ice, Crossman over the red line. Feeds center circle now. Bancroft up the line, far side. Bancroft being tugged at from behind by Purvis. Up the near side it comes. Crossman able to hold it in. Near corner, LaFrance can't get to it. And paddling it the length of the ice is Prue. He took a vicious shot from Bancroft after he did. Near side in his own zone. Brown unable to hold it. Vince Salette will flip it high in the air. Glove by Young. Near circle now. Crossman ahead on right wing Brown. Rink wide. Reardon over the red line, over the blue line, far side, into the far circle. Far corner. Behind the net now, LaFrance. Up the near side, Brown. Penalty is over. Brown right circle. Back of the net, LaFrance shoots it in front. Reardon couldn't get a stick free. Look out here. 3-on-1 for the Spiders. Center circle. Over the line, high slot is Furschweiler. Left circle, Cote shoots. And we're going to have a stop for an offside. 8:51 remaining here in the second period. 1-0 Spiders. Back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
Start the action of the new season with Wolves League Sport Athletic Apparel from Kohl's Department Store. Everyone knows the Wolves are the team to beat, and Kohl's and Lee Sport will help you dress for the occasion. Save big on the hottest Lee Sports Wolves merchandise. You'll love the unbelievable selection and the incredible prices on the clothes every Wolves fan should have. Don't miss 1 second of the excitement. Get to Kohl's and start the season right.
8:51 left here in the second period. Still 1-0 Spiders on Dale Craigwell's goal. And Chicago unable to tally on 4 power play chances. They came in at tonight's contest hitting only 12.5% of the time. And if things go south for the Wolves today, I think they have to look at that power play.
They do. It's funny, though, the time of possession in the opposition end, when they've had the man advantage, has been excellent. 80 or 90% of their time has been spent in the offensive zone. But unfortunately, a lot of the passing has been around the perimeter. They haven't been able to penetrate the box, and as a result, get any good scoring opportunities from in the slot.
Near side center ice, Martini. Drives it in. Oh, that was a laser beam. Behind the net it goes. Duffy paddles it off the end boards over to the far side. Chugging ahead is Secord out at center ice over the red line. He'll saucer it in the right corner. Pellerin took a huge hit, and flying goes one of the Spiders. And the man in pain is Dan Vincelette in the right corner. And Pellerin just cracked him into the right corner boards. 8.5 remaining here in the second. 1-0 Spiders.
Kaboom. Dan Vincelette, too, is a strong cookie on his skates. But Brian Pellerin that time was a little stronger. Just launched himself into Vincelette. I don't think Vincelette thought Pellerin saw him coming. And down he goes. I don't know whether it's a knee or ribs. I know he's had some rib problems earlier this year. Right now the trainer's looking at his knee, so it looks as if it's a leg injury. But Brian Pellerin, just a sturdy guy. He's very muscular. He's not the heaviest guy in the world, but he's strong in his skates. And that time he put a guy who's almost 210 pounds, Dan Vincelette, on his keister.
Well, Vincelette missed nearly 40 games this year due to injury. And to try and change his luck, he changed his number from 17 to 71.
He might want to change it back to 17 again after that hit. Dan Vincelette, of course, played in the Chicago area with the Blackhawks along with Rob Brown back then. He was on that team that in '92 went to the Stanley Cup Finals. And I believe Mario Doyon even played a little bit on that team. I was on the team until January. I got traded to Hartford, but Mario Doyon started the season with us. Mike Keenan was the coach. Of course, Mike Keenan, St. Louis Blues, won their latest NHL round against the Toronto Maple Leafs and go on to the quarterfinals of the Western Conference.
This doesn't look good. Vincelette is being helped off by 2 of his teammates, and he looks to be favoring one leg. The trainer will accompany Vincelette to the locker room, and this does not look good.
Well, Vinny thought he was going to pace Pellerin against the boards. Brian Pellerin was looking down at the puck all along, but he knew that he had somebody bearing down on him, that being Dan Vincelette. And he braced himself and put Dan Vincelette on his butt. As a result, it looks like he's gone into the boards with his right knee, and I think that's the knee that's injured.
So he will get some help off the ice, and the paramedics wait for him at the Zamboni doors to our left. Draw will be in the near circle, the Spiders' end. Breslin, Secord, and Pellerin up front. On the blue line, Duffy and Bolio. Tim Breslin, 2 goals and 3 points here in the postseason. He only had 11 goals all year. Breslin will step in and take the draw against Bullock. Bullock able to win it. Near corner, Doyon flipped it up the near side, got away from a check. Skates ahead into the center circle. Puck is wobbling. Shoots Young, steers it to the near side. Held in near side by Furschweiler. Spun around and down. We're going to have a call here on Tim Breslin. Oh, brother. 8:16 left here in the second period. 1-0 Spiders, back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
The Las Vegas experience
Being inconsistent with those calls. You know, he'll let it go and then he'll call it.
Trip is more of everything at the resort vacation. Sumptuous meals and exotic locations. Sizzling gaming excitement. Race and sportsbook action. The world's best selection of antique and classic automobiles. Authentic Polynesian luau. And legends and concerts. All at the Imperial Palace, where you don't have to spend money like a king to be treated like one. For reservations, call 1-800-634-6441.
Into the box for Chicago, Tim Breslin, with 8:16 remaining, and the Spiders on the power play for the fourth time. Breslin off for hooking. At the near point, Purvis unable to hold it in, and it squirts out to Martini at the neutral zone. Martini leaves it near side of the red line. Purvis flips it rink wide. Far point in the zone, Doyon. Near point now, Martini spinning. Shoots out to the neutral zone. Bauer coughed it up. Baralt over the line, far side. Flips it to the far circle. Baralt left of the net. Baralt far corner. Baralt to the far side. Baralt to the far point. He'll shoot it back to the neutral zone. Reardon back at his own line. Far side. Looks up at the point and drives it to the far post. Wolves wasted over a half minute on that. Back of the net now, Brown. Brown shoots in front. Molte had it tapped away. Center circle, McDonald. Who's on the power play here? Far circle in his own zone, Bolio. Shoots it out to the neutral zone, center circle. Bauer finally gets to it. Near circle of his own end, Martini. Backpedaling in his own zone. Flips up the near side, Doyon. Boy, it looks like they're just content to sit on a one-goal lead. At his own line, near side, Bauer. Goes rink wide, Malte. Able to force the giveaway. Gets to the puck, shoots it up the far side and down behind the net.
Well, it just shows you the advantage of having an defenseman who can handle the puck.
At center ice, Cregwell feeds left side at center ice. Bilodeau over the line, high slot, shoots Young, steers it to the far side. Far point now, Rimshot to the high slot, Cote. Near point, Bilodeau. Bilodeau nearly had it picked off. Baralt chops at it. Bilodeau holds it in, and Duffy will wrist it back into the Spiders' end. Wolves short only another 24 seconds. Left side at center ice, Bilodeau. Feeds it at the high slot. Rimshaw unable to hold it. Young gets to it. Flips it himself off the glass far side and down into the Spiders' end. Up the right side now, Bilodeau over the line far side. Bilodeau to the far circle. Right corner now, Boyce. Top far circle, Bilodeau. High slot. Rimshaw nearly had it picked off. Far point now, Cregwell. Right of the net, Boyce. Penalty is over. Polio able to steal, unable to get it out. Far point, Bilodeau shoots Young, kick to the side, rebound, free, right of the net. Boyce couldn't get a shot on. Now Boyce labeled Breslin into the wall. Breslin shoots it in the right corner in front. Boyce, a one-timer, couldn't get much on it, and now back of the net. Polio wants a piece of Rimshaw. Rimshaw puts his hand right in Bolio's face. Rimshaw won't drop the gloves with Corey Bolio, and the Wolves able to get a stop and finish their kill. 5:58 left here in the second period. 1-0 Spiders.
You don't want to get Corey Bolio mad at you, and Rimshaw thought better of that after he took a poke at Corey. Great job by Ian Boyce out there. Not only is he throwing a blanket on Rob Brown, doing a good job defensively, he's throwing his weight around in the offensive zone. Pried a couple of Wolves players off pucks, created an opportunity for himself, took a quick, hard, low shot on Wendell Young that I don't think Wendell saw, but he got his leg down and made the stop anyway.
Brown will be in the right circle in the Chicago zone. Breslin out there to take the draw against Greg Bullock. So Jean Perron throwing checking line against checking line. And the Wolves top unit resting here. Saw a long shift earlier this period. Top far circle, Maley fanned on a wrist shot, and McDonald able to force it out to the neutral zone. At his own line, Doyon feeds up the middle, picked off by Breslin. Ahead on right wing, over the line near side. Breslin chopped it to the far corner. Secourt into chase. Furschweiler shoots it off the inboards, up the near side now, Martini. At the near point, Maley took a shoulder from McDonald that shivered him. And then finally the Spiders shoot it off the right wing boards, down behind the net. Reardon snaps it up the near side, no icing. Near side of his own line, Martini. Rink wide, Doyon. He'll lift it in the Wolves zone. And now Now we're going to have a stop in play. And in the far corner, Berschweiler wanted a piece of Todd Reardon. He's been the man who's taken John Purvis off of his game in the last 2 meetings. And nothing further ensues. 5:24 left here in the second period. 1-0 Spiders.
You know, this San Francisco team is a proud team. They're not going to go down easily. A lot of these guys don't even know where they're going to be next year. There's rumors that San Francisco may be moving out of the San Francisco area, maybe even to Tacoma, Washington. But right now they're a wounded team. They're a wounded tiger, and you know, it's the last thing you ever want to meet up with in the jungle is a wounded animal. You know they're going to be fierce, and tonight they're playing a fierce, tough game, and it's going to be tough to score on these guys. A little more than 5 minutes and 20 seconds here to go in the second period. It would be great for the Wolves to get on the board.
Brought the far dot just beyond the Chicago line. McCrory able to win it. Now the Wolves get the matchup that they like. McCrory's line out there against Brown's line. And quickly, Boyce hops over the boards. Back of his own net, Bancroft. Boyce just shadowing Brown. Near side, Pozo ahead on right wing, Malte. Malte into the center circle. Malte over the line, far side. And at the far point, we'll have a stop, and apparently the Wolves are offside. 5:01 left here in the second. 1-0 San Francisco.
Yeah, just a nifty little move by Rob Brown to shake Ian Boyce off his back. Kind of gave him a shoulder spin, went around him. Unfortunately, he couldn't see that Steve Malte hadn't made the blue line yet, and he put Steve offside.
How do you get away from a shadow?
Well, that's one of the ways you do it. Another way is to try and get your stick in between his legs and trip him up a bit. And he's tried that, but Ian Boyce is pretty good on his feet. And when he feels himself being interfered by Rob Brown, he'll try and get a stick on him and slow him up as much as he can.
Do you ever try to maybe just take the shadow completely out of the play and make it almost a 4-on-4 game?
Well, that's exactly what Rob Brown was doing in the first period. And I noticed on that play, before he gave him the kind of the shoulder jerk and put him off balance to go around him, I think he was trying to skate into the defenseman. So where you get 2 defenders against Rob Brown, and obviously somewhere else on the ice you'll have an odd man situation. Great play by Rob Brown. It didn't materialize that time, but if you see Ian Boyce is close to him on this next shift, you'll see maybe Rob Brown go over and stand right next to the defenseman, and that effectively takes one of the checkers out of the play.
Brown will be at the far dot just beyond the Spiders line. Wolves right now with 24 shots, the Spiders 26. No goals for Chicago, 1 for the Spiders. Dale Cregwell, his second of the playoffs, 12:03 mark. Brown will step in and take the draw. He wins it. Far side center ice, Bancroft rattles it in. It's trapped behind the net. Picking it up, Cote feeds ahead on right wing, not out. Held in by the skate of Bancroft, then he lost it. Center circle, McCrory had his pass picked off. Curry on the counter. Over the line, left side is Brown. Left circle, Malte walks in, backhand, lost his puck, and then lost his feet. And we're going to get a delayed call here on the Spiders. 4:36 left here in the second. 1-0 San Francisco.
Just a nice power move by Steve Malte with a lot of speed down that left side. Burned around the defenseman, Alain Cote, going to the net. I think he wanted to slip it over to Dan Curry, who was busting down the gut. Then he got his top shoulder hooked down, or hooked, and he fell down, and unfortunately the puck just slid through the crease.
For the Wolves, this will be their 5th power play, sponsored by Craftsman Tools. Thus far at home here in the series, the Wolves scoreless in 9 chances on the man advantage. During the regular season, they hit just over 20% at home with the power play.
As we mentioned, Judd, they've really dominated as far as possession time goes. They just haven't had the quality scoring opportunities this power play unit normally gets.
Far corner of his own end, Purvis will lift it ahead and out to the neutral zone and back in front of the Wolves net. Now Crossman will meander out to the neutral zone. Feeds at the high slot. Malte nearly had the puck hit him in the face off a deflection. And I think it did hit him. And San Francisco able to clear. Malte clears a little bit of blood away, and Brown feeds it far side in his own zone. Bancroft. High slot now Crossman. He'll weave out to the neutral zone. High slot Malte. Had it stripped at the high slot by Rochefort, and it's driven back to the neutral zone. Love there by Bancroft. Over the line, high slot Bancroft! And the crowd complaining, and I don't blame him. It looked like Dan Curry had touched up along the far side. That's not the call.
That was awful close. Derek Martin, unfortunately, had a couple of guys skating in front of him. It would have been tough for him to see it anyway, and Grant Mulvey's a little upset with it. He's down by ice level, giving it to Chicago boy Derek Martin right now.
4 minutes remaining here in the second. 1-0. San Francisco. Minute 24 remaining. On the hook to Cote. Draw out the far dot just beyond the Spiders line. Brown unable to win it. Rochefort shovels it back in front of his own bench. Bancroft rink wide to Crossman. Crossman to the center circle. Gave it to Bancroft, who gave it right back in the center circle. Crossman not content to dump it in, lost the puck far side of the San Francisco line, and Prue will blast it the length of the ice. Now Crossman stops left of the net to avoid a check. Up the left side out at center ice. Bancroft rink wide. Malte over the line near side. Drop pass to Brown. Right circle. Malte in front. Curry unable to get his stick down. Far side Malte. Shot it back to the far point. Crossman unable to hold. Center circle Crossman. Crossman over the line near side. Brown had it punched back to the neutral zone. Crossman rink wide. Bancroft over the line left side. Tried to feed it to the high slot. Poked away and back to the neutral zone. Center circle, Crossman. Over the line, far side, Curry. Far circle, Brown. Centers. Over to the near side it comes. Malte right circle. Malte shoots. Blocked. Rebound, far point. Bancroft. Puck is rolling. Left of the net, Curry. Behind the net now, Brown. Bounces to the far post. Curry took a whack at it. In front. Crossman couldn't hold it. Far point, Bancroft. 3 seconds left in the power play. Left corner, Curry. Back of the net now, Malte. Near circle, Brown. Penalty is over. High slot. Bancroft shoots. Beauregard the save, and he does not drop it. 2:31 left here in the second period. 1-0 San Francisco. Back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
Third period set to begin. The Zamboni ice cleaner just
these late model Zambonis just don't have the flair I remember from my youth.
The Kings are skating back on the ice.
The really old Zambonis from the 50s, well, they don't make anything like that.
Why don't you have one of these crispy, delicious lace skating?
No, we can eat just one of those, Jim. And then I wouldn't be able to tell you about my
Oh, no, these are wavy lace. Totally different. Just look at the ridges.
These are good. Oh, maybe one more.
New wavy lays aren't your ordinary ridge chips. They're lays. Bet you can't eat just one.
Just one more.
Draw on the far circle in the Spiders' end. Breslin out there to take the draw against Greg Bullock. It's been a two-line game for each team. Haven't seen much of the second line. Back of the net, Martini. Martini will set it up. Pellerin watches in front of the net. Martini up the near side. Bullock taps it out to the neutral zone. Furschweiler over the line left side. Furschweiler into the near circle. McDonald's lost his stick. Furschweiler shoots. Young the save. Rebound left of the net. Bullock. Young getting to his feet. Back of the net. Bullock had it stripped. Oh, and then took a swat at Pellerin in the far corner. Back of the net. Young settles the puck. Reardon took a shoulder from Maley. Along the near side, McDonald fell on top of the puck. Hand pass up the near side. Breslin able to free it. Secord one-on-one. Secord over the line near side. Secord shoots. Beauregard glove save, and he takes it into his chest. 1:52 left here in the second. 1-0 Spiders.
Smart heads-up play by Kevin McDonald in his own end. He'd lost his stick about 20 seconds earlier. Playing without a stick, jumped on a loose puck. Everyone thought there was going to be a whistle. I think Kevin McDonald realized he might get a penalty if he covered up the puck and got the whistle. He made the hand pass deep in his own end. They rushed down the ice. It was a 2-on-1 the other way. And Al Secord with a nice hard wrist shot. Unfortunately, it was high and right into the glove of Stefan Beauregard.
Wolves will change up. And with the luxury of the last change, they will throw their second line out onto the ice for a rare shift. Perrault, LaFrance, Berglund, Duffy and Bolio back guarding the blue line. Doug Perrault will step in, take the draw against Scott McCrory. Perrault able to win it, near point Duffy. Walks into the right circle. Shoots wide. Rebound, far point Bolio. Snaps it, back of the net, Perrault. Perrault. Far corner now, LaFrance. LaFrance spinning. Now far corner, Perrault. Shoots off a skate, back of the net, LaFrance. Shoots in front, Perrault took a swat at it. And Beauregard able to cover it with his glove, and then Bala make sure that there is no more traffic in front of the San Francisco net. 1:33 left here in the second. 1-0 Spiders.
Good pressure from in close by the Wolves there. Timmy Berglund, a guy who's tough to move in front of that net. He's got size, he's got strength, he's got a bit of weight behind him too. That time he found himself on his doorstep with a puck laying in front of him. Unfortunately, Stefan Beauregard quick to tie it up.
Draw will be in the near circle in the Spiders' end. Perrault in to take it. ties up his man. Free back of the net to Bilodeau. Took a shoulder from LaFrance, fired it up the far side, now to center ice. Near point in his zone in Duffy, ahead on right wing Berglund. Center circle, Bolio had it fly over his stick. He and Purvis dive for the puck, and Bolio able to win that battle. Near point in his zone in Berglund, flips it out to the neutral zone, drilled right back in as this cat and mouse game will begin, and we're going to have a stop in play with 69 seconds left here in the second, and San Francisco up 1-0.
That may be a costly offside. Whenever you get a deliberate offside, it's up to the linesman's discretion, or the referee for that matter. They can bring the draw all the way back into your own end. That's exactly what's going to happen to San Francisco here. The last 3 or 4 draws, the Wolves have controlled. It'd be awful nice for them to pull one back to the point here and get a good shot on net.
Now San Francisco in game 1, when they had a lead, put the clamps on Chicago in the final period, only allowed them 6 shots on goal, and they played this 1-4 system. 1 man in, 4 men on the blue line. Can you afford to do that, up only 1 goal with 20 minutes to play?
Yeah, and especially against a team that's so explosive as Chicago. I'm not too sure I'd do it at this stage of the game, but it seems to be working so far for San Fran.
High slot, Brown. Shoots, didn't get much on it. Malte had his stick tied up. Near corner now, Malte in front. Brown had it hacked off his stick. Actually, before it reached his stick, and out to center ice it comes. Bankroft tried to flip it in and hit Curry. Curry up the line, far side, shoots. Beauregard, look behind him. But he made the pad save. Back of the net. Rochefort backhands it up the far side, barely out. Odd man coming the other way, right side over the line. Craigwell into the right circle. We're going to have a penalty here on Malte. Shot never reached Young, and Malte guilty of dragging down Ian Boyce, and the Wolves will close the second period shorthanded. 34.5 seconds remaining here in the second. 1-0 Spiders.
Oh, and it was a nice defensive play by Kevin Pozo, too. 3-on-2. Nice little drop pass by San Francisco. And it looked like it was going to be a nice shot on net. Kevin Pozo realized, stayed up, went down on his knees, and blocked a nice hard shot, and got the whistle also. But unfortunately, Steve Malte goes off for hooking, I believe it was, with a little over 34 seconds to go here in the second period. And San Fran could lead to their 1-goal lead.
For the Spiders, this will be their 5th power play. And the Wolves just a moment ago off a giveaway, unable to really connect on a few passes and generate a chance on Stefan Beauregard. The pucks just seem to be deflected in front, or deflected from behind the net. Far point now, Doyon. Far side now, Craigwell. Out front, Rimshaw. High slot, Doyon. Shoots high. Rebound in front, Purvis. Banned as the puck was bouncing. Near point, Martini. Left corner now, Craigwell. Near corner now, Purvis. Near point, Martini. Shoots, blocked, rebound, trickles, Young. Able to flag it with a blocker and stick, and we'll have a stop. And McDonald and Rimshaw are separated. Are we going to get a penalty on McDonald or Rimshaw?
And it's going to be Rimshaw only. Great discipline by Kevin McDonald. He took a stick in the face. He's a proud guy, and I don't know whether he drew blood or not, but Rimshaw is going to go off. Kind of a stupid penalty with only 9 seconds to go here in the second period. Nullifies their power play, and they're going to skate 4-on-4 for the rest of this period and for the beginning of 1:30 of the next period.
So we skate 4 aside. Draw will be in the far circle in the Chicago zone. Berglund out there to take the draw. Opposing him is McCrory. Now McCrory has a few words for Martini. With so little time, play's got to be to try and get it to Martini so he can sizzle one from the point.
I'll tell you, he's got a howitzer. He's got an awful long stick, too, and he's a tall fella. He gets a lot behind that.
Wolves win the draw. McDonald cracks it up the near side, not out, held in by Purvis, fired out in front of McCrory. Tapped it just wide. And that'll do it for the second period. So we've played 40 minutes. No scoring in the minor penalty to Andy Rimshaw for high sticking. We're underway. Far circle of his own end, Cote backpedaling, watched by Brown. Feeds up the far side, and Rochefort will tap it ahead out to center ice, Purvis. Purvis crisscrossing over the line, high slot, shoots, blocked, and I think it was offside even before it happened. 19:48 left here in the third. 1-0 Spiders.
Well, it was offside, and Todd Reardon took a hard shot from Purvis right off the toe. He's still favoring that left foot, and That'll eventually go away, but for the first couple of seconds, it feels like your foot's on fire.
Great.
Yeah.
Draw will be at the near dot just beyond the Chicago line. Rob Brown will step in and take the draw against his shadow, Ian Boyce, this afternoon, who has limited Rob Brown quite a bit. Center circle, Rochefort feeds the near side. Cote goes rink wide for Purvis. Purvis strides it back into his own zone, bounces it in the center circle over the line on the right side. Now Boyce. Boyce tried to sweep it deep. Reardon deflects it out to the neutral zone. Now Curry, center circle. Over the line left side is Brown. Brown, left circle. Shoots in front. Beauregard paddled it nonchalantly over to the far side, and Curry went crashing into the crossbar along with Rochefort. 19:24 remaining here in the third. 1-zip San Francisco.
Well, you know, San Francisco's done a really good job on Rob Brown and Steve Malte tonight. Tonight anyways. They've each of those guys has had one shot in each of the first two periods. Considering the fact that their line has had 65 shots over the first three games, that's quite an accomplishment.
You mentioned the Wolves shooting in that line. Curry first in the playoffs coming into tonight. Malte third. Brown fourth in shots on goal. Curry's had quite a few shots today. His line mates have not. 49 seconds remaining on the minor penalty to Steve Malte. And then the Wolves will have a brief power play. Draw in the far circle. Brown and Curry up front. Crossman and Reardon on the blue line. Doug Crossman looking for his first point since returning from a bad ankle. Far point Crossman. Sweeps far hash marks Brown. Shoots it in the left corner. Curry tugged down. And that allows Boyce to come free. Motors to the center circle. Shoots. Young. Chest save. And the puck trickles down into his pads. And we'll have a draw. 19:11 remaining here in the third. 1-0 San Francisco. And then Reardon went over to have a little talk with Scott McCrory.
Well, as you had mentioned earlier, Judd, the team that scored first so far here in these 4 games has been the team to go, or the first 3 games anyways, has been the team to go on to win. Obviously, Chicago would like to reverse that statistic, come back with a strong third period, and they've been known to have good third periods. We'll see if they can't come out on the winning end and win their first series in their short history.
The draw will be in the near circle in the Chicago zone. Still 4 aside here for another 36 seconds. This pace dramatically slower than all the previous games, including Game 1 when the Wolves lost. Both teams should be very rested. Last time they played was Wednesday. Berglund able to win the draw. Peralt lost his feet, but he's able to outmuscle McCrory for the puck. Berglund unable to get it out. Back of the net now, Bancroft. Bancroft lets McCrory skate by. He'll now set it up back of the net. Now Bancroft will wheel ahead out to the neutral zone, up the left side over the red line. Over the line left side, Bancroft waited, and that forced one of the Wolves offside. 18:53 left here in the third. 1-zip San Francisco.
Well, when you find a tough generating offense, which the Wolves are doing right now, I think they'd be served well if they were just to dump the puck in, if they can't get on the body and maybe pry some of these San Francisco players off the puck, create some turnovers, and generate some offense that way. Last time it was Steve Bancroft trying to skate the line. Timmy Berglund thought he might shoot it in, and he got it in ahead of the puck.
Brought the near dot just beyond the San Francisco line. 18 seconds left on the penalty to Malte, and then the Wolves with a brief power play. Back of his own net, Bancroft. Ahead on right wing now, Breslin. Out at center ice over the red line. Over the line on the right side now, Berglund. Had it chopped off his stick, 2-on-2 the other way. Center circle now, Purvis. High slot, shoots, Young stick save. Rebound in the slot, Craigwell. Batted it to the right corner, and then Pozo flattened him. Bancroft feeds up the right side out at center ice, Breslin. Wolves in the power play. Over the line on the right side, Breslin. High slot, Malte shoots. Beauregard to save. Rebound, Malte hacked it into the slot. Wolves spin it over to the near corner. Purvis gets to it, and he'll just drive it up right wing and down behind Young. Power play has only another 2 seconds. Left side center ice. Bancroft fed it for Malte. Looked like the pass was onside at the high slot, but apparently it wasn't. 18:10 left here in the third. 1-zip Spiders.
I mean, it looked like it was good from here too, Judd. Nice feed from the defense all the way up to Steve Malte, who was straddling the blue line, I thought. Derek Martin saw it differently and called him offside.
Brow will come to the near dot, just beyond the Chicago line. What can you do to break this pace that San Francisco is forcing the Wolves to play?
Well, they've slowed it down to a snail's pace, as you had mentioned. I think what you've got to do is just start getting the puck in deep and shooting it in from your side of the red line if you have to. They're really trying to bottle things up in the middle, trying to freeze the puck whenever they can. Just, get it in deep, try and cycle the puck if you can and get shots from the point.
Everybody ties up at the face-off. Coming free is Maley at the near point. He'll shovel it in the right corner. Pozo took a hit from Ferschweiler, feeds it up the near side, and Bancroft returns it to Pozo. Meanders out to the neutral zone. Now left side over the line is Curry. Left circle fakes a shot. Curry, drop pass, picked off by Ferschweiler, and he'll skate ahead. Center circle, Ferschweiler feeds it just barely in. Bancroft cut that off. Up the left side, too far for Curry, and this one will be icing. Right of the net, Rochefort touches, and that's the call. 17:40 left here in the final period. 1-0 San Francisco. Back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
They go to work every day just like you do.
I enjoy my job. It's a nice
Not much to talk about when they're doing
Hopes and
this.
dreams just like you do.
Almost 6 years on, and I plan on doing 30.
But when they put on their uniform, they put their lives on the line. They're the men and women of the Los Angeles Police Department. Now, one show takes you inside one of the most dangerous and challenging careers in America, LAPD. To get any closer to the action, you'd have to wear a badge.
Weeknights at 6:30 and 11:30 on Channel 26, The U.
Right corner, Craigwell in the Wolves zone. Craigwell shoots it behind the net. Rimshaw centers. It's popped into the air. Boyce couldn't get a stick on it. Near side, Craigwell gets to it. Feeds high slot. Boyce shoots wide. Rebound far side, Malte. Malte chips it out to the neutral zone. Center circle, Craigwell. Feeds ahead on right wing over the line near side. Rimshaw sidesteps the check. Back of the net, Malte. Malte stops. Feeds up the right side, out at center ice, Brown. He and his shadow do battle, and Boyce separates him from the puck. Center circle now, Duffy. Slapped it ahead on left wing, Curry along the near side. Curry at the near boards, tied up, Craigwell. Spun around by Malte. Far corner now, Martini. Shouldered off the puck by Brown. Boyce gets to it, shoots it behind the net. And Cote will race up the right side, out at center ice, at the red line. He'll shoot it high into the far corner. Duffy, long left wing feed, LaFrance out to the neutral zone. Around a check over the red line. Fires it in the left corner. Beauregard stops it behind the net, shoots into the near circle. LaFrance picked it off, but it got stripped from his stick as Beauregard hustled back to the net. Now center circle, McCrory over the line, high slot, feeds to the far circle. Wolves cut it off. Kicking it out to center ice is Berglund. Left side in the neutral zone, LaFrance paddled it in. Peralt in the near corner. Lost the puck to Doyon. Now LaFrance tries to dig for it. Four players battle. Near side, Purvis. Purvis shot it to the near point, and Bauer will backhand it out to the neutral zone. Martini shovels it to the far circle in the Wolves end, and Berglund has it. Head on right wing. Duffy flipped it, not out, held it by Bauer. Chop left of the net. Purvis, a one-timer just wide. He picked that puck out of midair. Near circle, LaFrance fired it out to the neutral zone with some help. High slot of his own in. Prue ahead on right wing. Purvis pivots at his own line, center circle. He'll knuckle it in. San Francisco will change. Left of the net. Duffy off the boards up the left side. Secourt. He'll jam it in the left corner. Beauregard paddles it up the near side. Secourt chases for the puck near side. Grabs it. Near point. Pellerin rolls it over to the far point. McDonald able to hold it in. Piloto dove to break up his feet. And the Wolves control near point in their own zone. Reardon ahead on left wing. Breslin unable to hold it. Out at center ice. Over the line on the right side now. Maley into the right circle. Puck is wobbling. Maley rink wide. Nobody there. 3-on-2 if the Wolves hurry. Right side at center ice. Reardon over the line. High slot. Far point. His pass was broken up by Maley, who hustled back. Left side at center ice. Maley. Headman's on left wing. Bullock drops it at the high slot. Secourt picks it off. Slides it out to the neutral zone. Bullock has Pellerin tied up. Shrugged his shoulders looking for a call. Can't get it. Near side in his own zone. Secourt took a shoulder. And the Wolves chop it out to the neutral zone. Bullock waits for everybody to clear. Fires it in the right corner. Dump and chase. Far side in his own end. Malte. Ahead on right wing. Out at center ice over the red line. Swarmed on by several Spiders, and then finally Rimshaw was able to tie him up, and the puck is free near side. And the Spiders end. Cote flips it out to the neutral zone. Craigwell over the line, high slot, knocked off the puck cleanly by Pozo, who played the body. Far corner, Craigwell centers, Young privy to that, and he poked it to the end boards. Now out at center ice, Bancroft, center circle. Weaving over the line, high slot, and Boyce knocked Brown in ahead of the play, and we're going to have a penalty on Ian Boyce for interference. 13:51 remaining here in the third. One zip Spiders.
Yeah, bad play by Ian Boyce there. Up to this point, he's done such a good job of staying all over Rob Brown. That time he tried to push him in offside. He did push him in offside. Unfortunately, the referee, Scott Delkin, was watching the whole play. He'll get a penalty for interference. The Wolves will go on the power play.
And we'll be back for it in just a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
Need a truck? Call the Red, White, and Blue Police from Elite Truck Rental. Elite's loaded with trucks in all sizes and ready to pay.
If they don't make them pay.
Plus an Elite Truck fuel reservation.
That's right.
You know, they haven't made them pay. There have been a few senseless penalties for both teams, and nobody's capitalized on that.
Business or a quick pickup, it's a call and you're done. For your Elite Truck and your free moving guide, call 312-942-1001. Call Elite Truck, 942-1001.
Ian Boyce in the box, 2 minutes for interference. Chicago onto the power play for the 7th time. They had only a brief chance this period. Scoreless, obviously, this afternoon. And usually the saying is you can't afford to be undisciplined in the playoffs. San Francisco has taken some undisciplined penalties, but the Wolves have not made them pay.
No, they haven't made them pay, but this would be the perfect opportunity for some retribution.
Off the far dot just beyond the Spiders line. Brown tied up, but he gets it back. Center circle. Feeds near side of the red line. Bancroft. Rink wide Crossman. High slot Curry unable to hold it. Now Brown over the line to the right side. High slot Curry. Far side now Brown. Brown. Far point now Malte. Near point Crossman. High slot Malte. Right circle Brown. Shoots. Blocked. Rebound near side. Held in near point by Malte. Far circle now Brown. Walks to the far point. Exchanges with Malte. Far point McCrory. Hacked at it. Wolves able to keep it in. Crossman high slot. Far circle Malte. Right of the net now Brown. Centers. Blocked. Far circle now McCrory able to come free. And he'll saucer it in the right circle of the Wolves zone. Wolves on the power play for another minute 9. Now center circle Bancroft. Over the line. High slot. Through the traffic. Left of the net. Bancroft shoots it behind the net. Brown stops it with a skate. Centers Malte. Shoots. Wide. Rebound. Near side Bancroft. Bancroft holds. Near hash marks Brown. Brown. Bottom left of the net. Feeds out front. And Bancroft couldn't get off a shot, and Curry lost the puck. Now Purvis over the line on the right side against Crossman. Purvis turns it to the near boards and will drive it deep. 35 seconds remaining in the power play. Left side at center ice, Bancroft over the red line, over the blue line near side. Bancroft to the near hash marks. Shoots it around the boards. Far side Malte. Shoots it around the boards the other way. Bilodeau holds it, got dropped behind the net. Curry fighting for it. Back of the net, Curry to the far circle. Brown high slot, Crossman. Far point Brown. Brown in front, high slot Brown. Fakes. Brown shoots, blocked. And Bilodeau will snap it the length of the ice. That'll do it for the power play. Left side at center ice, Brown. Over the line, left side is Crossman. And he'll drive it left of the net. Beauregard spins it up the near side. Furschweiler comes free. Furschweiler ahead of steam over the line. High slot now is Craigwell. And he made an extra move, and that will force Furschweiler offside. 11:39 left here in the third. 1-6 Spiders.
You know, I talked about Chicago. A way they can break this trap is by dumping it in, but every time they dump it in, Stefan Beauregard is just so agile back there, so mobile, that he's getting on those pucks and just either dishing them to his defenseman or getting him down the ice. One time, Darryl LaFrance stole a puck, but Beauregard got back into the net before he could get a shot off.
The Wolves had the puck for a long period of time on that power play, but they didn't register hardly any shots on the San Francisco net.
Tough against the tight box, and that's what San Francisco's using right now.
Here's point in his own end. Breslin able to fire it out to the neutral zone, and Bullock whacks it into the far corner and behind Young. Back in the net now, McDonald. Feeds up the middle, and Berglund scampers away. Bounces it in the right corner. Peralt tugged down. Back of the net, Maley shoots up the near side, Bawa. Unable to get it out. And now finally it's swept out to the neutral zone. Far side at center ice, McDonald. Rips it back in off the right corner glass along the near side. Peralt Taps it in the near corner. Centers out in front. Berglund trying to get his stick free. Scramble in front, and Beauregard dives on top of it. One of the Wolves was frozen out in front. I think it was Darryl LaFrance. He was tied up as he tried to get to that loose puck, dangling in that blue crease. 10:58 remaining here in the third. 1-0 Spiders.
Well, that's definitely something that the San Francisco Spider defensemen have done a lot better job doing, and that's tying up forwards in front of their own net. You know, we mentioned, Judd, last game they looked a little slow out there, and that's something that the Wolves haven't been able to do tonight, is go wide on them. The Wolves normally so good at using the whole ice surface, passing from one side to the other, and then beating that defenseman wide. They haven't really been able to do that tonight, and as a result, haven't had those good, clear-cut scoring opportunities.
San Francisco, during the regular season, when they allow 3 or less, 32, 6, and 5. Now, when they've done that in this series, they're only 1-1. But as you can see from the numbers, this is the type of game that they prefer, and it's the type of game that they thrive in. Left corner. Doyon shoots it back of the net, up the far side now. Martini flips it out to the neutral zone. Far circle of his own end, Doyon. Up the near side, Brown unable to hold it. Cote feeds it in the center circle, and Purvis will tap it in the near circle of the Wolves end. Right side center ice, Curry. Center circle now, Malte. Drives it in the right corner. Left corner now, Brown. Tugging at it, Boyce pins him from the puck. Left corner, Malte. Malte shoots it off the side of the net. Beauregard kicked it into the high slot. High slot now. Curry dragged down. Center circle it comes. McCrory over the line, high slot. Right circle now, Purvis. Walks right at the net, comes in, shoots, Young the save! And he's able to hold a bouncing rebound. 10:13 left here in the third, 1-0 San Francisco.
Well, that's a great job by Wendell Young staying with that puck. Purvis and McCrory working the great give and go. Purvis was all sorts of speed going wide. Cut in, didn't really have too much room between himself and the goalie, but he cut in, tried to shovel it between the legs of Wendell Young. Wendell saw it all the way and then covered up the rebound.
Back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
There's no mistaking the sound of a quality power tool. Hi, Bob Vila here. But now there's a line of power tools that can listen as well. Craftsman. Sears asked do-it-yourselfers across the country what they'd like to see in power tools, and they got it. Craftsman has added many new and innovative features to its entire line of tools. If you've got the confidence to do it yourself, you should have confidence in your power tools to get it done. No wonder, in every workshop, there's a Craftsman.
From the far circle in the Chicago zone, we've played about half of this final period. The Wolves with only 4 shots on goal. San Francisco also with 4. The lone goal, Dale Craigwell, at the 12:03 mark in the opening period. His second of the playoffs. And the Wolves unable to figure out the San Francisco defense. Near point, Cote shoots. Young knocked it down. Crowd in front. Back of the net. Bancroft will grab it, and he'll motor up the right side out at center ice. Over the red line. Over the line, far side is Malte. Shoots in the right corner. Beauregard plays it up the near side. Curry picked it off. Near point, Bancroft shoots. Beauregard the save. Rebound. Boyce flipped it up the far side and out to center ice. Head on right wing now, Malte. Center circle, Bancroft. Over the line, left side, drop pass to Curry. Fakes, walks in, shoots. He scores! Dan Curry grabbed the puck over the line, near side. Fakes, drew Beauregard out just a little bit, and then fired a rocket inside the top near corner. We're tied at 1.
Well, that's what goal scorers do, Judd, is score goals, and big goals like that. Dan Curry, big wind-up. Everyone seemed to back off him. He realized he had another 2 or 3 strides to take before he was going to be challenged by anyone, and he just let Howitzer go. He beat Stefan Beauregard on the short side, up over his glove.
Number 29, Dan Curry. Assisted by number 11, Steve Malte, and number 2, Steve Bancroft. The goal comes at 10:23. Wolves goal scored by Curry, assisted by Malte and Bancroft at 10:23.
Woo! He ripped that home. And it's a different game now, kids. Center circle, Prue shovels it. Knocked down by Bolio. Bolio snaps it in the right corner. Prue had a duck out of the way, right of the net. It's hacked behind by Berglund. Far point now, Duffy. Shoots! Wide! Rebound, near point. Bolio pins it in. Picked up by Bilodeau. Deflected it out to center ice. Off of Prue. Far side at center ice, Prue. Punched it back into the Wolves zone. Back of the net now, Duffy. Duffy snaps it up the near side, hit the ref. Peralt shovels it out to the neutral zone. Bilodeau tried to swat at it and fan. Right circle in his own end. Bolio chips up the glass near side. Breslin over the line, high slot. Far point. Malte unable to hold. Now Purvis over the line near side. Feeds right circle to Bauer. 2-on-1. Yaga, great deflection with the stick. And San Francisco has to chase back into their own end for the puck. Wendell Young with maybe his biggest play of the contest. Near side of his own zone, Purvis. The head-on right wing out at center ice. Feeds Boyce over the line on the right side. Boyce cuts in, backhands it behind the net, and Reardon dove down to poke it from his stick. Now Brown hustles center circle. Over the line, high slot, Brown. Brown left circle. Feeds to Curry, back of the net, Curry. Curry walks out in front, couldn't get a shot off. Curry left circle. Now Curry to the far side. Curry watched now by Boyce. Far corner, Brown. Brown to the far side. Shoots! Wide! Rebound near point, Reardon. Shoots it back of the net. Malte tried to center out front between his legs. Hit the back of the net. Near side. Rochefort able to punch it out to the neutral zone. Purvis had it kicked off his stick, center circle, Reardon. Tried to feed it ahead, hit Breslin in the back. Center circle now, Purvis. He'll chop it left of the net. Back to get it, Pozo. 7.5 remaining here in the third. We're tied at 1. Far side at center ice, Maley. Shoots center circle over the line. High slot is Rimshaw. Stops. Feeds in front. Free Maley shoots off the crossbar. Far point now, Berglund. Chipped it out to the neutral zone. Martini fires it right back in. Boy, has the pace changed since the Wolves tally. Far side. In his own zone, Baralt snaps it to the neutral zone. Breslin over the line left side. Drop pass. That winds up back in the neutral zone for Baralt, and he got flattened there by Rimshaw. Over the line near side is Craigwell. Right circle. Drop pass. Doyon shoots. Blocked. Rebound high slot. Berglund will fire it in the right corner. Bolio gets to it. Snaps it up the near side and down the length of the ice. Back to get it is Martini. And this is icing. 6:44 remaining here in the final period. We are tied at 1. Back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
The Las Vegas experience is the Imperial Palace Hotel.
Talk about a 180-degree turnaround.
Center Strip is more of everything that's a resort vacation. Sumptuous meals and exotic locations. Sizzling gaming excitement. Race and sportsbook action. The world's best collection of antique and classic automobiles. Authentic Polynesian luau. And legends in concert. All at the Imperial Palace, where you don't have to spend money like a king to be treated like one. For reservations, call 1-800-634-6441.
Judd Surratt, Steve Conroy back at the Rosemont Horizon. And the pace, tempo, style has changed dramatically since Dan Curry tied it up with his 5th of the playoffs. He has goals in all 4 games for Chicago here in the postseason. Malte and Bancroft, the helpers, time 10:23. But the whole game changed after the score was tied.
Oh, absolutely. And it seems like a completely different game. Dan Curry goes out and scores a goal. Now both teams are trying to win it with the 6 minutes and 44 seconds that are left. You see great scoring opportunities at both ends and wide open hockey, and I think that's what the fans have kind of been hoping for, and that's what they're going to get for the rest of the game.
And this is not San Francisco style. Brown will be in the near circle. In the Chicago zone right now, the Wolves have the matchup of Brown, Malte, and Curry up against McCrory, Purvis, and Bauer. This is the matchup that has killed San Francisco in games 2 and 3. Back of the net now, Bancroft, and quickly changes will be made on the San Francisco end. Hopping over the boards, Boyce and Craigwell. Right side center ice, Malte over the line to the right side. Malte to the high slot. Malte left circle, shoots wide, not by much. Far point, Pozo chopped it in the right corner, Malte. Malte, far side, has his stick tied up. Pozo holds it in. Far corner now, Brown. Brown to the far side. Boyce draped on him. Knocked Brown down. Brown working for the puck. right end boards, shoots it behind the net to Curry. Backhand, flipped up into the air, right of the net, it's free in front, and Rochefort paddled it to the near side of McCrory, able to drive it out to the neutral zone. Near side of his own line, Pozo banked it off the left wing boards, and Malte will drive it in the left corner. Back of the net, Beauregard. Leaves it for Prue. He'll motor ahead, feeds on right wing Purvis. Shoots it ahead on right wing, and Bauer picks it out of the air, over the line on the right side. Bauer kicks it in the right corner. Back of the net now, McDonald. McDonald flipped it up the far side. It hit Berglund. Berglund will chop it left of the net. He'll now reverse the action. Up the near side, out at center ice, Breslin. Shoots it center circle, picked out of there by Bilodeau. Wolves chop the puck free. Now Baralt over the line left side. Baralt tries to get by Prue. He does. Baralt near circle. Baralt high slot. Breslin tried to feed it to the right circle for Berglund, but Berglund was headed the other direction. Back of the net now, Baralt. Baralt. Ooh, he took a swat at Prue. Far point, Malte holds it in. Picked off by Craigwell. 3-on-3 the other way. Purvis over the line, near side. Purvis will flutter it in the near circle, and the Wolves smack it ahead on left wing, and Cote grabs it near circle of his own end. 4:53 left here in regulation. We're tied at 1. Craigwell taps over the line, high slot. Rimshaw couldn't hold it. Curry on the counter. Curry hustles over the line on the right side. Curry to the right circle. Curry feathers it to the near corner. Malte fires it to the far point. Pozo with some room. Shoots wide. Rebound near side. Curry will chase for it. Rimshaw gets there first. Rimshaw feeds out to the neutral zone. Boyce center circle. Boyce over the line, high slot, drop pass, far point. Craigwell shoots. Young the save. Rebound. The Wolves punch it out to the neutral zone. Near side in the neutral zone, Rochefort will shovel it right of the net. Back to get it, Bancroft. Bancroft feeds on left wing, Malte out in the neutral zone. Center circle. Malte over the line, left side. Malte left circle, shoots. Beauregard got a piece. Near side, held in by Breslin. Breslin unable to hold it, and then Martini able to muscle it out to the neutral zone. Boyce will fire it in the far corner and behind the net, and Young will slow it. Both teams changing a few. Near side now, McDonald in his own end. Flipped it up the near side and out to the neutral zone, Doyon. Fired it in the far corner. San Francisco just content to just fire it in. Wolves fired up the far wall and out to the neutral zone. San Francisco returns it right back in. They're trying to capitalize on a Wolves mistake coming out of their own end. Right corner of his own end. Maley knocked down by McDonald along the near side. Wolves able to pick it free, and Breslin fires it off the glass near side, and it flutters into the left circle. Beauregard had to come out to play because Berglund nearly stole it. Right side out at center ice, Maley fires it in. Young makes the pad save. It's trapped in those pads, and he'll just trap it with his glove, and we'll have a draw. 3:07 left here in the third. We're tied at 1. Back in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
Another smart solution from the U.S. Postal Service.
Person needs to deliver football jerseys by tomorrow. Doesn't want to spend a fortune, can't afford a fumble. Goes to post office. Finds out express mail is a very smart solution. Doesn't cost much. Football jerseys arrive on time. Person avoids getting sacked.
For more smart solutions, call 1-800-THE-USPS. We deliver overnight for you.
3:07 remaining here in the third. We're tied at 1, and San Francisco is just going to see if they can force the Wolves to make a mistake and try and end this game.
Yeah, it's really turned into a goaltending battle right now. Wendell Young got tested actually a couple times, and so has Stefan Beauregard. You know, I find a turning point in the game. San Francisco was up 1-0. Purvis was in alone in front. Wendell Young makes a big save. The next shift, they go down the ice. Dan Curry scores a goal. It's a 1-1 game. You know, it goes from being a 2-0 game to a 1-1 game. Just a huge swing and a big save for Wendell Young.
Brown will be in the near circle in the Chicago zone. Brown able to win the draw. And again, the Wolves have the matchup they want. Brown's line against McCrory's line. Center circle. Curry slapped it over to the far corner. Shoots it behind the net. Brown rubbed against the wall by Rochefort. Brown pinned against the wall. Now Boyce in the far corner. Able to sneak onto the ice. Lost the puck to Brown, far side. Brown centers Malte. Left of the net, Curry. Backhands it behind the net. Curry, back of the net, walks out in front. He has Rochefort on top of him, and Rochefort finally able to poke it off his stick and out to the neutral zone. McCrory, center circle. Angles over the line on the right side into the right circle. He has Bancroft on him. Shoots. Young made the save at the near post. Out at center ice now, Breslin. Over the red line, over the blue line, near side. Shoots! Beauregard knocked it down with the glove. Beauregard shovels it up the near side. Purvis has it in his feet. Cracked it off the glass behind the net, up the far side. Wolves can't get it out. Far side, Breslin shoots, and Beauregard down to make the save, and he had to cover as Berglund was right there. 2:09 left here in the third, 1-all.
Good bit of forechecking there by the Wolves, creating a turnover deep in San Francisco end. That's not like them, not with a 1-all game being as tight as it is. Normally they just flip it up and out of harm's way. That time they tried to bank it off the boards. Loose puck picked up by a Wolves player. Good shot on Beauregard, but he was equal to the task, making a good save.
Draw will be in the far circle in the Spiders' end. Peralt, Berglund, and Breslin up front. Scott Zelkin's going to have to do some work on Breslin's stick there, and Breslin will opt to get a new twig there from the bench. Back on the blue line, Reardon and McDonald. The Wolves with the lone goal this period. Curry his 5th from Malte and Bancroft at the 10:23 mark. And that has tied things up. Peralt will step in and take the draw against Cregwell. Cregwell kicks it to the far corner now. Berglund back of the net. Berglund walks to the near post, shoots. Beauregard the save, rebound. Oh, he's able to cover it. Breslin took a swipe at it before getting flattened by Brent Bilodeau. 2:01 left here in the third. We're tied at 1.
Talked about Timmy Berglund earlier with his size and his strength. He's so hard to knock off the puck. Had a half a step, and the San Francisco defenseman found himself partway around the net, decided to try a wraparound, get it in under Beauregard. Beauregard with his paddle down, and how often have we seen him like that? He made the stop.
Up, up, up. Where Mom keeps the cookie jar. Speaking of that, I should probably, while I have a chance to think about it, wish my grandmother her 80th birthday. Happy birthday, Grandma.
Happy birthday.
Draw will be in the near circle. In the Spider zone, Breslin, Berglund, Peralt. Out there for Chicago on the blue line, Reardon and McDonald. Dale Cregwell out to take the draw, and now the line's being shuffled around by Jean Perron as he is forced to try and match up with the Wolves, not having the luxury of the last change being on the road. Far side Bauer, trapped against the wall, unable to free it. Far circle Breslin, tapped it right of the net. Berglund fighting for it. Down the near corner, Bilodeau up the near side rim shot. Delivers it barely out to the neutral zone. Reardon took a shot, but was able to fire it in front of the net. Now Rimshaw head on right wing over the red line. High slot, shoots, and that's blocked high into the seats. 1:35 left here in the third. We're tied at 1, and then behind the plate, Prue and Peralt got tied up, and those two are separated. And the draw will come back to the neutral zone, and both teams will change their troops.
You know, we've talked, Judd, about how Curry's line, or Rob Brown, Curry, and Steve Malte have picked it up this third period. So was Timmy Berglund's line. Dougie Peralt actually using his speed to his advantage, beating some of the slower San Francisco defensemen, creating some opportunities of his own. Of course, Timmy Breslin being in front of the net all night, or all this third period anyway, looking for anything loose out front.
Draw at the far out just beyond the Chicago line. Maley able to win it. Rochefort shoots at center circle. Maley directs it near side of the red line, and Cote will flutter it in. Young kicked it into the near circle from behind the net. Curry shovels it ahead, and Brown out at center ice. Malte one-on-one over the line. High slot. Shoots. Beauregard glove save. He juggled for a moment and then was able to cover on the ice. 1:17 left here in regulation. We're tied at 1.
Steve Malte,
One more spot.
ever the opportunist, noticing that Rochefort was backing in, so he used him as a screen. Took a quick shot, but Beauregard made the save.
Draw will be in the right circle in the Spiders' end. Wolves' top line is out there. And now the lineup that Perron has gone with is Boyce, McCrory, and Purvis up front. Rob Brown will step in. Came in leading the Wolves with 7 points here in the playoff shutout thus far this afternoon. High slot Curry shoots, blocked. He got dragged down as he fired that wrister. Behind the net, Cote flipped up the near side, Purvis. Able to dish it ahead, and McCrory will deliver it back in the Wolves zone. High slot of his own end, Bancroft up the near side. Pozo, 1 minute to play in regulation. Now Malte, over the line, high slot. Drifts to the far point. Shoots in front, Pozo, shoots, blocked! McCrory had a hold of him. Now behind the net, Rochefort backhands it up the near side, and McCrory out at center ice, center circle. Now Cote over the line, far side is Purvis. Purvis shoots into the right corner. Malte tapped it up the near side, 35 seconds left in regulation. Now Bancroft ahead on left wing into the center circle, over the line, high slot, crisscrossing, shoots, blocked. Rebound, Bancroft into the left corner, shoots, Beauregard taps it to the far point. McDonald fires, just wide. Near circle now, Bancroft left to the net. Brown gloves it. Brown near side to the near point. Bancroft shoots, Beauregard to save. Rebound left corner, Malte dragged down. One hands a pass to the near side, 9 seconds left. Near circle, Breslin walks in, shoots. Beauregard might have gotten a piece. Far point, McDonald shoots. Beauregard the save. And he will not drop it. And there's 1.5 seconds remaining, so I'm going to get in this final 30. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
During the step again, the Zamboni ice cleaner just... You know, these late model Zambonis just don't have the flair I remember from my youth.
What a great job keeping the ball.
Really
Went off the shaft. Went off the defensive shaft.
Why don't you have one of these crispy, delicious plates of cake? No, you need just one of those, Jim. And then I wouldn't be able to say it on my... Oh, no,
I'm going to need you in the overtime.
Totally different.
There's no tape, so...
These are good.
Sing a song or something?
Maybe one more.
That'll work.
Lays aren't your ordinary rich chips. They're lays. Bet you can't eat just one.
Just one more.
We're on the far circle in the Spider's end. 1.5 ticks remaining here in regulation, and we're tied at 1. Doug Baralt will step in and take the draw. Dale Craigwell directing some traffic. I imagine Baralt's just going to try and fire this one at the net.
Yeah, there's almost time to bring it back to Steve Bancroft for a shot, but he might try and go to the net. There's 3 guys standing right in front.
And they start jousting away. And now Beeling and Martin and the referee Zelkin will separate them. And is he going to call penalties here? What is this?
Well, I'm surprised there wasn't a warning, but actually I think it's a disadvantage to San Francisco because you see one of their defensemen, a guy Prue, who's seen a lot of ice time tonight going off. He'll be lost for the first 2 minutes of this overtime period.
We'll be in the far circle now, 4 aside. Each get slashing penalties. And now a 5th player comes onto the ice for the Spiders. What's this? How could they have 5 players on the ice?
Well, Grimshaw's going to leave the ice.
How can he get the last change on the road? What's going on? How can he allow Doyon to step on the ice in favor of Grimshaw?
No, you're right. Unless after a penalty's called, you can change a man because obviously you're going to be, well, you're not shorthanded. You're right.
Baralt will step in, take the draw. Tries to draw it back. They drop the puck, and that'll do it for time. Sudden death. Far corner of his own end. Rochefort leaves it in the far corner. Now Craigwell back of the net. Craigwell shoots up the near side. Boyce out at center ice. Feeds near side of the red line. Rochefort over the line left side is Craigwell. Craigwell left circle. Craigwell left corner. Craigwell back of the net. Craigwell shoots it in front. Young paddles it to the high slot. 3-on-2 if the Wolves hurry. Over the line on the right side now. Malte into the right circle. Shoots. Beauregard the save. Rebound. Where is it? Beauregard look behind him. But he's able to smother it. 19:31 remaining here in overtime. Or in the first overtime, we're tied at 1.
Kevin Pozo, what a great offensive jump up by him. Haven't seen him in front of the opposition net all game, but he realizes that Steve Malte is going to take a shot, jumps into the hole, gets on a loose puck, actually reaches in behind him to try and jam it behind Beauregard. And like you said, Judd, Beauregard thought it maybe did slip in behind him. He looked in behind the net, but he had it under his arm.
Always a good sign. Draw in the right circle in the Spiders' end. Beauregard didn't look too good on that shot. I don't know if it knuckled on him or not. Near side. Rochefort off the draw, shoots it behind the net. Cote ahead on right wing. Boyce kicks it out to the neutral zone. Boyce feeds ahead on right wing. Craigwell over the line on the right side. He has Boyce to the net. Fires it in front. Boyce went diving away, and he couldn't connect. Wolves break back 4-on-3 because of that. Over the line on the right side, Bancroft fires it in the right corner. Beauregard steers it off the end boards over to the far side. Malte back of the net. Lost it. Far side, Malte's going to get it back. To the far point, Malte. Malte. High slot. Now near point, Pozo. Shoots. Where was that going? Into the crowd. 18:55 left here in the first overtime. We are tied at 1.
Steve Bancroft doing a pretty good job down on the offensive end. Had Alain Cote all tied up. Actually stripped the puck from him. And Alain Cote got away with a nifty little move in behind the knee of Steve Bancroft. Pushed him from behind and knocked him down. And on the overhead camera right now, or the overhead screen, we're watching Alain Boyce. He got in behind the Wolves defense. The feed was just a little too far in front of him. He tried diving for it, but the puck was over his stick.
53 seconds left on the coincidental penalties. Cote will slowly head off along the far side, just to our left at center ice. Draw at the near point in the Spiders' end. Breslin out there to take the draw against McCrory. Breslin now out there with Curry. Breslin able to win it. High slot, Reardon. Reardon, far point, shoots. Beauregard, stick save. Rebound over the glass into the crowd. 18:49 left here in the first overtime, tied at 1.
And Todd Reardon's just the kind of guy who could surprise you with that big, heavy slap shot he's got. That time he walked the blue line a little bit, shot back at Stefan Beauregard. It was a low shot, and Beauregard made the save, knocked it up over the glass and into the crowd.
Another thing to keep in mind, Stefan Beauregard missed practice on Friday because of flu-like symptoms. And as the game wears on, fatigue could become a factor.
That's a great point. I'll tell you what, normally you lose 2 or 3 pounds when you have the flu. At the end of a game, a goalie can lose anywhere between 5 and 10 pounds. The longer this game goes, the dizzier Stefan Beauregard's going to get.
Right now, he's faced 47 shots. Draw far circle in the Spiders' end. Breslin ties up McCrory. Far point now, Reardon. Shoots! Beauregard the save, and he's able to cover that 5-hole with the glove. 18:44 left here in the overtime, 1-1.
The Wolves just want to keep doing that, winning draws. They've won a majority of their draws tonight, and it's been to their advantage. That time they pulled it back to Todd Reardon again. Another hard, low shot. And there was a bit of traffic in front of Stefan Beauregard. It wasn't as easy a save for him. He went down and got it right between the knees.
The Wolves 2-0 in the postseason when they've outshot their opponent. They're doing it right now, 48-39. Draw on the far circle. In the Spiders' end, Breslin digs down against McCrory. Those two tie up before Derek Martin drops the puck. They untangle. Breslin checks the blade of that stick. He digs down again. McCrory kicks it to the far corner. Doyon steers it back of the net. Martini up the near side. Purvis drives it ahead on left wing. Now McCrory into the center circle. Crisscrossing over the line far side. Boy, I thought that was offside. I thought Doyon was over the line along the near side ahead. But the Wolves kick it to the near point. Martini able to hold it in. Top near circle. Purvis shoots. Blocked. Rebound back of the net. Reardon. Up the far side now. Breslin. Motors. He has McCrory on his tail. Out at center ice. Curry over the line. Far side. Curry cuts to the high slot. Backhand. Beauregard diving to his right. Able to stop it with the glove. 18:11 left here in overtime, 1-1.
Dan Curry's got all the shots. That time he brought it to his backhand, and that is such a dangerous shot for a goalie. You don't know how the puck's going to leave the stick, so it's really hard to follow. Beat the defenseman back to the middle of the ice. I believe it was Martini. Went right to his backhand, threw it back against the grain, and Beauregard had to stay with it and made a nice glove save.
Ooh, that was ticketed towards the far post. Draw will be in the far circle. In the Spiders' end. We haven't even played 2 minutes here in overtime, and the Wolves already have 5 shots on goal. That's a good pace for Chicago. Far point now, Pozo looks up, shoots, he scores! Kevin Pozo off the draw, fired it from the far point low, and he beat Beauregard 2-1 in overtime. Chicago advances to the second round for the first time in history. Steve and I will bring you back for the post-game show in a moment. You're listening to the Chicago Wolves Radio Network.
Catch spring fever with ATA's Spring Fever Fair. There's as low as $89 one-way off seat. Just buy your tickets by April 5th and fly April 21st through June 5th.